So long, man. Have a good rest.
Fuck you! Help me! Taking maybe one step more. I'll off to my next friend.
Every Thursday night, you ask the questions, DT gives you his answers. No holds barred.
It's Q&A with Don Tony. This is your chance to speak your mind and be heard about anything.
Q&A with Don Tony. And now, your host, Don Tony. Don Tony. Don Tony. Don Tony.
Good evening, everybody. Need a little favor, if you don't mind me asking. Does my audio sound okay? I was messing around with the computer, thinking that I could upgrade to Windows 11 before we do the show tonight, and I had to revert a whole bunch of settings. So if I could just get a quick audio check, if everybody, I'm good. I'm good to go. All right, good deal. Good deal. It's Thursday, October 7th, 2021. I can't believe we're like 3 weeks away, a little more than 3 weeks away from Halloween. This year is freaking flying now. It's flying. Hope everybody's having a good week. I am here, as always, tonight, Q&A. Tonight, live calls. Tonight, if you didn't see the preview earlier, yeah, I pulled the video, and you'll get it tonight. First time ever being seen. That nuclear heat that I was telling you about, that the triple threat had Shane Douglas, Chris Candido, God rest his soul, Bam Bigelow, God rest his soul, and Sonny from 18 years ago. I'll be honest with you. You look at Sonny from 2003, she doesn't look all that much different than now, and I'm being totally honest here. I'm all right, doing okay. I know a lot of you out there read what I posted yesterday. Little update. Next week, I'm going for a second opinion, even though I pretty much know what the deal is. And we're going to get this son of a bitch done right away. I don't think it's going to affect the shows. You know, I'm doubling up on my electrolytes and other stuff, so I'll have that burst of energy, but forget that right now. Also tonight, yes, I went to my office today. I took it out of archives, brought it home, cleaned that son of a bitch up, and connected it. That is my Sharp half-pint microwave that's like 22 years old. It looks brand new because I don't use it. I used to have it in my boat. I put it in my boat 20-something years ago, and I was like, oh, if I bring a lady on, you know, and she wants like a little microwave, want to reheat some food, maybe make some popcorn, I got a little microwave on the boat. I might have used it 5 times in 20-something years. Now I don't have the microwave, the boat anymore. I still have the microwave, though, and on top, there you go. There you go. Here's a little bit more of a close-up of it. This is from 2002. WWE. Did you even know this existed? WWE Crunch Time popcorn. And I didn't even realize it. You actually get 2 commemorative glasses. You see that little, like, paper mache? Those are glasses. I didn't even realize when this was sent to me. Because on top of it is microwave popcorn. We will pop that popcorn tonight. We will try that shit out. But you get 2 popcorn cases, as you can see, and you get 2 glasses, and you get 2 things of popcorn. Pretty freaking cool. This is the backside of it. That's what it looks like in the back. And for those out there that might think that I'm making up the date, this is more of a close. There you go. See, 2002. I had no idea. And like I wrote earlier, think about this. Seriously. That doesn't look good right now. We'll play that later. Think about this. I'm going to pop that popcorn, and we're going to try it out. And that popcorn was made before John Cena, Randy Orton, Brock Lesnar, or Batista were even on the main roster. That was made before NWA TNA even existed. I mean, that's how long ago this shit is. I tell you, being a lifelong wrestling fan, I mean, it does feel a long time when the WWF became the WWFE. Remember, World Wrestling Federation Entertainment? A lot of people probably don't even know about the WWFE. And then it wasn't smooth. It didn't look good on production. Didn't look good on advertisers. So they just decided to get the F out and just go WWE. The funny thing about it is WWE has been around almost 20 years now. Yeah, I remember the whole campaign, get the F out. And it's freaking almost 20 years. That's how long it's been. I know some older fans that still call it WWF to this day. Get the F out. So that popcorn has been around before The Miz or Bobby Lashley or any of those other guys ever even broke into wrestling. Hell, that popcorn is probably older than some of you. I hope it's good. I'm not going to lie. I am prepared with butter. Butter. We will put some butter on this to try to make it a little bit more tolerable. Look, if it tastes like shit, I will not. I won't. So you don't have to worry. Some people get a little bit concerned, especially after last week. Oh, and the UnderTaker. There it is. I got the batteries for it. Where the hell are the batteries? We'll try it. We'll see if it works tonight. Look at the top of that. Seriously. I mean, this is a better picture of it. In the top right-hand corner, for those with audio only, this UnderTaker item came out, and it was for ages 6 and older. And I still can't get past the advertising campaign. The UnderTaker, it legit says it on the box. He tells you where to get off. What does that even mean? Seriously, when I think of getting off, I think of getting off the train, getting off the bus, getting off in my bedroom to OnlyFans. What do you mean? The UnderTaker tells you where to get off. Get off what? What 6-year-old UnderTaker told me to get off? I saw that when someone offered to send it to me a while back. I'm like, dude, whatever you freaking want for it, just let me know. And we were going to try this tonight, but we're going to wait till Saturday. This is WCW Nitro Cologne. These are samples. Somebody sent me a whole boatload of samples. I got more inside. We'll give away a few. But I figure Saturday because I'll have a lady. I'll have a lady in the house here Saturday. And what I will do during Saturday's show is I will pop one of those open because I've never smelled WCW Nitro Cologne before. And from what I gather, cologne doesn't go bad. I still have bottles of cologne that are well over 20 years old. And once in a blue moon, I put a tiny little spritz on and it smells fine. So I'm going to put a little on Saturday and I'm going to call her into the room for a second and let her take a whiff and see if I'm possibly going to get me some Saturday night, or she's like, oh my God, I'd rather watch Goldberg for 3 hours than smell that shit. So yeah. Sam, we'll announce the winner of the draft contest maybe Saturday, if not Saturday. Actually, no, yeah, Saturday. The winner of the draft contest will be Saturday. Something tells me Sam is in the running, but yeah, Saturday we'll announce the winner, and I'll repeat it on Monday as well because I know not everybody is around during the weekend, so I don't expect you to tune in to every show, so I will repeat it a few times. Now, I need your help. Seriously, I need your opinion. And I'm dead serious. I need your opinion. I've always plugged this company before, okay? Glasses USA. I'm not a sponsor for them. I make nothing. If anybody out there needs to get like prescription glasses or prescription sunglasses, and you know like what your prescription should be, you know, you go to the eye doctor, he does the test and he gives you like the prescription of what you need, and then you go to the eyeglass store and you buy glasses. Well, this is a place online. I don't make nothing from it. But because I have an account with them, I could get you a promo code and you get like 65, 70% off lenses. So I've been buying from them for about 5 years now, and they're pretty freaking awesome. I don't buy all the time because, you know, every couple of years, your eyesight kind of changes a little bit. So these are prescription glasses, but I'll be honest with you, they're gray. After a while, they're not as clear as they should be, even though I run them through a glass cleaner. So I figured it was time to get new glasses. And they made me an offer I couldn't refuse. I got 3 pairs of glasses, and it was delivered to me today. So I want to try on all 3 pairs right now, and I want you to tell me which of the 3 you like the most. This way I will wear it on the show. I'm not doing it to have any beauty contest. I'm just curious what you would think about these glasses. And the funny thing is, one of them in my entire life, I never had the lenses, round lenses. You know, like, remember the Bret Hart sunglasses? You know, what this website has that's pretty cool also is you take a picture of yourself and you upload it online and you put it in their program. And what it does is every pair of glasses that you're looking at, it'll actually resize the glasses for your face. So you could see what the glasses look like before you buy it. So I was checking out a couple of different pairs of glasses and I'm like, this looks okay. This looks okay. This looks okay. And then I got round ones like the Bret Hart. And I was like, oh, these actually don't look bad. So I picked one up anyway. So, all right. I'm going to put these on very, very quickly. Look at all 3 first and then tell me which one you like the most. If it's a close tie, then we could rotate, but I never in a million years ever thought I would get round glasses. But what do you think of these? They're round. They're round. If they were tinted, I'd look like Bret Hart right now, just fat. I'd look like fat Bret Hart. So we got these. They're prescription. They're not just regular glasses. We got these. I don't know. I think I was listening to Boricua music when I saw these. I don't know. For some reason, these looked like better in the pictures. Something tells me I already am figuring out, I know which one you all going to vote on. So this is the second one. The round one was number 1. This is number 2. And this is number 3. So which one do we go with? Do we go with number 3? Do we go with number 2? Boricua, Suave, Boricua. Arroz con pollo, or this. Everybody's saying number 3. I had a feeling. Number 3. Yep. I thought, hey, let me get a round pair. Now I'm kind of regretting it. These, I don't know what the hell I was saying. Boricua, Suave, Astoresta. All right. So we're going to keep these on. I actually do like them the most out of the 3. Some people say number 1. Okay. I got a couple of votes for number 2. Maybe we'll rotate. So for tonight, we'll keep wow, it's so much clearer. Holy shit, they're so much clearer. And these were supposed to be like top of the line glasses when I got them. If you look, they're cloudy. So anyway, thank you. I really appreciate your input. I'm wearing them. All right. So check it out. We're going to take calls early. Whatever's on your mind. Wrestling, non-wrestling, ratings, whatever. I mean, your thoughts about AJ. We talked about her last night. I like, all the announcements with women of wrestling. I think a lot of people out there still don't understand the concept of women of wrestling. Oh boy. The way some people are talking, either they're just trying to get tweet hand jobs, talking about the way they are as far as that promotion goes. Yeah, Tessa Blanchard is legit. Yeah, some of the wrestlers on that roster are legit, but this is David McLean. And some of the stuff that's mixed in, when people talk about the absolute goofy, you could see that there's some people online that don't have a clue of what women of wrestling is all about. So, Steve, look, there's a fringe element in every topic you want to talk about. Politics, entertainment, just regular life, black, white, straight, gay, left, the right, landlords, whatever you are, there's a group of people out there that always have a problem with it. And I mentioned this yesterday when Crazy Cruiserweight had sent the super chat in. There's some people out there that'll never forgive Tessa Blanchard, and I totally respect that. We'll never know the truth. We'll never know the truth. Tessa denies it. She thinks La Rosa Negra might have misunderstood or maybe heard something that was similar. I don't know what is similar, to be honest with you. And there's a lot of people who have come to bat. And guess what? This is just my opinion on this. Let's say Tessa Blanchard did say it. I guarantee you, and no, you don't justify bad behavior with other bad behavior, but I guarantee you at some point in all our lives, we've said some really stupid shit. Whether it was out of anger, driving, somebody cut you off, or you have a little bit of a problem at a bar or at a party or something in school or just, hanging out. At some point, somebody says something that they ultimately regret. And guess what? At the end of the day, if any of you out there, you don't have to admit it. I don't want anybody to admit it. Keep it to yourself. But if anybody out there has ever been guilty of that, I'm guilty of that many times. Do I want to be judged and criticized for the rest of my life for stupid shit that I said a long time ago? Or would you want someone to learn by it, to get educated, to smarten up, and not only get scared straight? Because a lot of people still think Hogan, the only reason why he apologized is because he got caught. And Hogan, it seems like he got scared straight. Sometimes that's what is needed for someone to finally realize, hey, this is not right, period. But, if she has learned from that, if she realized, holy shit, I didn't realize how bad that is. You got to give someone the benefit of the doubt that maybe she has evolved and matured and grown up. But look, if you feel, hey, I don't like using examples, but let's use one. The man of the hour, not me, CM Punk. Isn't there a lot of not a lot, but aren't there a few video clips of CM Punk at WWE house shows calling some people the H word? Now, I don't want to judge how much that offends someone. That's up to the individual. But people, some of your favorites have been caught saying some dumb shit. And do I think that CM Punk is against gays? No, absolutely not. And CM Punk, when he made those remarks, Twix, it rhymes with Tony Romo. All right? I don't like using those words on the shows. But my point is, CM Punk used that term to some people, not because he's anti-gay, but he did it for the same ignorant reason that I did, the same ignorant reason that a lot of you did. That it's not anti-gay, but it's to hurt someone's manhood. Jersey Shore. Seriously. And I'm not justifying it, but think of Jersey Shore, and you'll see where I'm going with this. You walk into a bar, and you're surrounded by Jersey Shore rejects, and they're being real assholes, and they're like hitting on your girl, or they're around women, a whole bunch of ladies, and they're making fun of people, and they're being absolute assholes. And what's probably one of the worst things you could say to offend them? You question their manhood. And that's what pisses them off. So it's not necessarily anti-gay. It's more of, what do you say to trigger that person that you're fucking with? The problem is you are offending someone who is gay at the same time. So you got to be creative and think of something else that doesn't offend other groups. Holly, holla, if you hear me, I just saw that pop up. Thank you for subscribing. Much love, much love. Yeah, look, Harris, there are so many people that got caught. I told you, some of the people that are really like wacky outspoken are probably the biggest guilty culprits of it. No joke. That's happened with animal cruelty. That's happened with Me Too. That's happened with so many different things. Speaking out. That some of the, and I'm not talking about victims or women especially, but when you see some people that are advocates, but really over the top whack job advocates, how many times do you find out that that person actually has been exposed? Because you know what it is? They have so much guilt on the brain for doing the shit themselves that it's their mission to make themselves feel like this super advocate. That's why some people out there that, are really, really heavy, deep in the causes, out of nowhere, they're usually the guiltiest culprits of them all. There's some people that I pay attention to on social media, and some of the things that they write and say, I just say to myself, oh my God, if you ever get outed, I'm not responsible, and I'm not going to be the one to do it. But oh my God, if you get outed, the level of fraud, what people have done, the level of fraud, there are people out there who have frauded people and ripped people off for money. These feel a little tight. Maybe they just got to break in. But no. Yeah, I see. Look, I see some people are posting some examples of stupid behavior. Yes, we're humans. We make mistakes. It's what you do after you make those mistakes. Do you continue it? Or do you learn by it? Or do you start listening and understanding why something you say, even if it was not with bad intentions, is not the right thing to say? That's part of growing up. So, Tessa Blanchard, a lot of people won't forgive her, and I totally understand that. But I also say, look at your own closet. And if you're uber guilty of doing this stuff too, how would you feel if you realized the errant of your ways and you legit grew up and people still were trying to nail you to the cross and crucify you and trying to find every reason to put you down? Wouldn't feel too good. So, it was Shotzi, Stephen. It was Shotzi. That's all I'm going to say. If anybody wants to know why I'm saying that, look at the chat room. So anyway, AEW's rating is out. What did I say yesterday? About 1.1 million. They did 1,053,000. Right away to paranoia. Or the excuses. Oh, we had a playoff game on. Well, what was the excuse a year ago when their ratings were great during the playoffs? Or what was the excuse with Raw 20-something years ago when the ratings were great? Stop making excuses. People that aren't realistic about AEW's success are the ones who make the excuses. Period. 1,053,000 is an excellent number for AEW. There are replays after replays after replays of Dynamite all throughout the week and the weekend and early next week. There is streaming media. There is other ways people watch. Stop trying to insist that you watch Wednesday night or you don't matter. Yeah, sure. For advertisers, yeah, it matters. But that's why I always say, when you start breaking down the ratings really, really deep, that's for advertisers, networks, and the promotions themselves. 1,053,000 is a very good number. They are going to dip into the nines. Maybe not right now, but they will dip into the nines. And people that were not realistic from day one are going to try to make every excuse in the book. There was a power outage somewhere. There was a massive tragedy somewhere. They always got to come up with excuses. AEW's rating in the last 2 weeks is down 18%. 18% is not a big deal when you're Impact Wrestling and you got 115,000 viewers. That means you only went down about 20,000. When you have 1.3 million and you drop down to 1,050,000, wow, that's 250,000 people that didn't tune in the last 2 weeks. So wrestling is not must-see TV like it was during the Monday Night Wars. And no matter how many times people want to shove it in your face, no matter how many times people want to write on a Wednesday night, this is epic, this is amazing, I'm shaking right now, I'm happy, I could die tomorrow and be a happy wrestling fan, this is epic, unbelievable, amazing. Tony Khan is the godfather, the boss, the leader of the world, the kingpin in wrestling and this and that. Those are the people you got to try to stay away from. Did I see Austin Aries tonight? Where was I going to see Austin Aries? Where was Austin Aries tonight? What, Impact Wrestling? I saw Mercedes Martinez tonight on Impact Wrestling. Thought that was pretty freaking cool. They announced the brackets for the Knockouts tournament. I think Mercedes Martinez wins it. I think Mercedes Martinez versus Deonna Purrazzo is your next big match. Where was Austin Aries tonight? I'm curious. You don't have to super chat that, holla. Where was Austin Aries tonight? I didn't hear anything with him in Impact Wrestling. That's the only thing I can think of Thursday night. I'm curious. But speaking of Godfather, I just felt like wearing it tonight. Suddenly everybody's a Goomba online. Goomba. He was on Impact? No, we don't know. Don't know. I got to check it out. If Austin Aries was on TV, and if he was, I hope people are still not nailing him to the cross for the Christy Hemme stuff. So, Austin Aries was on Thunder earlier today. Thunder what? Thunder in Paradise? Thunder what? I still don't know. By the way, MLW, if you are a fan of MLW, you got to see a report that's going to come out. If you're into ratings, go check out this Brandon Thurston. He's going to be putting out a report either tonight or tomorrow about MLW's ratings on a certain cable network. I don't remember the name of it, but the ratings horrible. Horrible. I mean, I know people have more people go to their communion that watch MLW during the week. Oh, he was kidding. Ah, okay. Bean Sports, yes. Bean. Why would you come up with a name like that? I mean, unless you're naming it after yourself. Bein. That looks like benign. We can't. Bean Sports. Like, even if you made the cable company and your last name, your name was John Bain, how do you go public and go on a cable network? Like we would like to have a cable channel on your network. Oh, what is it called? Bean Sport. Bean? What is it? Bean? Bean is B-E-A-N, like Mr. Bean. B-E-I-N. What is that? It must be B and then I-N must be like in demand or something like that because I don't know. Bean. I don't know. I could make some bad jokes right now, and I'm not. By the way, why did the ketchup blush? Why did the ketchup blush? Because he saw the salad dressing. Somebody sent that to me earlier. I was checking out some brain teasers. We did those 2 weeks ago. By the way, if we do some brain teasers, we have to expose some creative answers. What's up, chat room? Much love, much love. Hey, let's do a couple of brain teasers right now just for fun. If you're on audio only, later on you could play for fun. And I guarantee you some of these, you'll probably use them yourself. Don't do it in front of anybody physically, in person. You might get smacked in the face, or they might just make fun of you. And you could change the wording any way you want. Just like what I did over here. Tony D'Angelo. All right? It's Tony D'Angelo. You know, it's the next NXT heavyweight champion in a lot of people's eyes. Tony D'Angelo has 3 sons. Tony D'Angelo. We'll wait till later. I always want to save it. Should we save it? All right, we'll use that one as the last one because I kind of like that one the best. I want to do a show every day. And if it was up to me, I'd do a show all night long. If I did a show 8 days straight without sleep, how can I go 8 days straight without sleep? Guys, gals, how could Don Tony go 8 days straight without sleep? Does anybody know? This one's kind of dumb. Somebody sent it to me because I said I was going to do brain teasers tonight. How could yours truly go 8 days straight without sleep? Okay, Sam, how could yours truly could go 7 days straight without sleep? Easy. I sleep at night. Get it? I don't sleep during the day. I sleep at night. Blah. Sorry, Matthew, that was horrible. Which word in the dictionary is spelled indirectly? Or incorrectly? Yeah, we use incorrectly. What word in the dictionary is always spelled incorrectly? Chat room. Which word in the dictionary is always spelled indirectly? Yeah, Jay Long answers it after I hit the corny drum. Let's see what some of your answers are. What word in the dictionary is always spelled incorrectly? You guys are smart, man. Trust me, there's a lot of, I don't want to use the word, but it rhymes with Moloch. There's quite a few people out there. You got to use this on people. Hey, honey, what word in the dictionary is always spelled incorrectly? Why do I keep saying indirectly? The answer is incorrectly. Mike, that was horrible. All right, this one's not too bad. I got to an AEW one too. These get better, I promise. In a year, there are 12 months. 7 months have 31 days. How many months have 28 days? Very easy. In a year, there's 12 months. 7 of those months have 31 days. How many months in a year have 28? We don't have to include leap year. How many months do you have? 28. Okay. All right. We got some interesting answers. Oh, not too bad. The answer is all 12. That one's pretty good. Samantha gave me that one. All right. Check this one out. This is pretty creative here. All right. Think about this one. You're at AEW Dynamite. The arena is filled to the rafters. You walk into the building, AEW Dynamite, the arena is filled to the rafters with people. The lights go off. And when they come back on, Malachi Black is in the ring. But you look around the whole arena and you don't see a single person. Why? You go to an AEW show, you're a little bit late. You walk into the building and there is people all across the rafters. It's filled, max capacity, sold out. The lights go off. The lights come back on. Aleister Black is in the ring. But when you look around the arena, you don't see a single person. Why? Why? I'm telling you, this one is pretty freaking sweet, man. I'm telling you, I will see this retweeted tonight 1,000 times. Let me say it one more time. You go to an AEW show, AEW Grand Slam. You show up late. You walk into the arena and there's fans all throughout the building, sold out, maximum capacity. The lights go out. And when they come back on, Malachi Black is in the ring. But you look around the arena and you don't see a single person. Why? I almost want to make this a trivia contest. I got a couple of Lily dolls. Should we give away a Lily doll for the first person that gets the answer right? I know it, Lily's not in AEW. Should we do it? I'm looking. Does anybody have the answer? I don't think anybody's going to get the answer. No, it's Larry. The lights went back on. The lights are on. You could look all around the arena. There's not a single person in the arena. Why? No magic. He didn't do voodoo. They didn't all hide under the ring. You look around the arena, there's not a single person. Why? No one's going to get it. You could share this one with your friends. The reason why you look around the arena and there's not a single person, that's because they're all married. That's a fake laugh. They're all married. I thought that was a good one, man. Got to admit, that was a pretty good one. That's a pretty good one. Come on. You don't see a single person in the arena. That's because they're all fucking married. Oh. Tony D'Angelo needs to start cracking some jokes. Seriously, he's got to get on the microphone and start chatting. And you know what? He's got to do some of those. Oh! He's got to be like Vinny the Dog or Don Tony. Oh! There's a hot crowd tonight. Oh! Harris, he doesn't get it. You look around the arena, you don't see a single person. They're all married. Nobody's single. All right, one more. We'll do a little variation. Well, this is the last one for tonight. Tony D'Angelo's father has 3 sons. Snap, Crackle, and what? Tony D'Angelo's father has 3 sons. Snap, Crackle, and what? All right, let's see. They're not all single. Okay, not bad. I see some pretty cool answers. Tony D'Angelo's father has 3 sons. Snap, Crackle, and what? All right. I give it to RMJ23. It's not Snap, Crackle, and Pop. Listen to it closely. Tony D'Angelo's father has 3 sons. Snap, Crackle, and Tony. See, Tony D'Angelo's father. Tony D'Angelo's father means Tony is his son. Snap, Crackle, and Tony. Wow. Oh, wait. I got one more for you. I just saw it. All right. One more for all of you out there. How many letters are in the alphabet? Simple. How many letters are in the alphabet? I'm going to adjust my air conditioner. How many letters are in the alphabet? No, Chatty, you're not dumb. I'm there with you. I am there with you. Trust me. I am there. None of us are stupid. These are meant to be like, Some people get it, though. I got to give it to Xander Elian. Xander Elian, my brother. How many letters are in the alphabet? THE, Alphabet. 11. Not 26. How many letters are in the alphabet? Count the letters in those two words. Guys, I got mouthwash in case that popcorn tastes like horse ass. We got butter to make it taste like butter-flavored horse ass. I don't have any gum. We want to take calls, too. So, I got 10 minutes of video for you. Something that's never been seen on the internet before. I promise you will enjoy this. If anybody out there that ever liked ECW, if anybody out there that ever liked Bam Bigelow, Shane Douglas, Chris Candido, Sonny, Triple Threat, okay? I've always told this story over the years on the shows. I never showed you the video. Not until now. And I'm allowed to show the video because I ran this show with the Masked Maniac. Back in 2000, in fact, let's show the video now. I promise you, if you like nuclear heat, and if you like the old moments of the NWO getting showered with debris from fans, I promise you this will not disappoint. I guarantee you people will repost this video over and over and over again. Back in 2003, let's go a little bit further back. In 2000, I started doing work for ECW, pushing tickets more than anything. Just pushing tickets mostly. And it's a privilege and a memory that I'll cherish for a lifetime. After that, in 2002, when XPW came to the Northeast, because of all the tickets I used to sell for ECW, Shane Douglas wanted me to run the bus trips for XPW. And if you look at any of those XPW Northeast shows, half of the crowd that you always see in the ECW arena are from my buses. Think about that. When they would have 5, 6, 7, 800 people, 300 to 400 were from my buses. There was one event where I had 5 buses go to Philly. I'm the one that originated wrestlers coming onto the bus for Q&A. They, Ring of Honor, Mike Johnson, all of them, they all copied that shit from me. I'm the one that originally started doing that. And give credit to people like Daphne, God rest his soul, and Vic Grimes and everybody else, Chris Candido, God rest his soul, who went on the bus and hung out with everybody. You know, you don't expect to be sitting on a bus and some big-time wrestlers just come on a bus and they hang out for a half an hour and just talk. So, anyway, so in 2002, I was doing that for XPW. So now, 2003, this is about 2 years before I was ever doing anything on video. In 2003, I had the success of all those bus trips, and Frank Goodman, USA Pro Wrestling, started having me get involved a little bit behind the scenes, and I was getting a lot of people to those shows as well. So anyway, the Elks Lodge, the Madhouse of Extreme, the New York home for ECW, and Bully Ray recently said his favorite building to ever perform in, I don't think he was including ECW Arena, probably ECW Arena is his favorite, but his favorite building was the Elks Lodge in New York. It was incredible, the Elks Lodge. They were no longer going to have wrestling. For a lot of people that don't know, it was like a church or whatever it was, and they had this gigantic kitchen that you probably could feed 1,000 people. It is insane. And it just was sitting and not being used and not being used and not being used. And in 2003, the Elks Lodge had made a decision that they were no longer going to have wrestling. So we were doing a wrestling event in 2003, and we called it End of an Era. That's the infamous event where Sonjay Dutt and Loki had one of the greatest matches that I've ever seen. That it ended up in Japanese and Mexican magazines. That's how crazy that match was. I have the footage. And the Masked Maniac, because of the size of the shows and the amount of money involved, you know, it was obviously risky. And he said to me, do you want to go partners with me? And I said, Yeah, at the time I had a little bit of extra cash. I was not dating anybody. I had my bills pretty much in order. So, we went partners. So I contributed quite a bit of money, as did he, and I made money from that event. Now, it was the last ever show at the Elks Lodge, and we wanted to have a reunion that night. And look, if any of you talk to him, you could ask him, you could show him this video. He will tell you what I'm saying is 10,000% true. Keep in mind, this is a year after XPW in the Northeast, okay? Because Chris Candido, was dealing with some issues with addiction, which he beat. Tammy was dealing with some issues, which at the time she beat. And in the indie world, wrestling world, it was a little bit risky to bring them into a show. Bam Bigelow sometimes would no-show, to be honest. Even though he was like this with the Mass Maniac, and I ended up becoming friends with Bam Bam as well. You all know the stories about the ECW ring and all the stuff he wanted me to sell on eBay. So anyway, getting to the point, we wanted to have a reunion that night since it was going to be the last night wrestling was ever going to be there. And the Mass Maniac always loved the Dungeon of Doom. He wanted to bring in Kamala, Kevin Sullivan, the Brutus, Beefcake, the Zodiac, or whatever, the members of the Dungeon of Doom. He wanted to bring them in that night. And I said to him, Frank, let's reform the Triple Threat. I mean, this is the greatest New York venue for ECW. ECW had only closed down 2 years before. Let's reunite the Triple Threat. Let's bring in Shane Douglas, Chris Candido, Bam Bigelow, the Triple Threat, and Sonny. And the Mass Maniac, his exact words to me, he's like, Anthony says, those guys right now, they're not, it's not guaranteed that they're going to show. What happens if they no show and this and that? This is a big event. If you look at this event, it's not only sold out, but you can't even move. If I was in the Elks Lodge right now, there'd literally be a person if COVID was around in 2003, that whole building would be dead by now, including me. That's how crazy. There was like 1,600 fans in that building that night. So he said to me, he goes, if you really think the Triple Threat will be worth it, you have to pay out of your pocket. And if Bam Bam doesn't show, you're on the hook for it. If Chris Candido and Tammy don't show, or if they're in no condition to work, you're on the hook for it. I'm not going to say how much they cost, but it was kind of pricey. And I said, yeah, let's do it. So we advertised, the event and everything. Now, this is the event where the Triple Threat, they did not dress in the same locker room with everyone else. And that's not because they were prima donnas. That's because the Elks Lodge locker room was probably the size of somebody's bedroom. When people were complaining about AEW smelling like ass in Forest Hills, Queens for Grand Slam, that would smell like rotten ass that's been dead in the desert for about 20 days in 100-degree heat. Trust me, I was in that locker room and I dressed in there and did stuff, and it smelled horrible. It legit smelled like horse breath and horse ass. But the camaraderie was beautiful. So the Triple Threat got dressed in the kitchen. Now they have all their bags there. And look, Shane's alive. Tammy's alive. You could ask them if I'm making this up. They had no lockers to lock the bags up so nobody would touch anything. So Shane Douglas says to me, he goes, could you watch our bags? I said, sure. Meanwhile, inside, I'm like, fuck. Now I can't see what they're going to do because I already had an idea of what they were going to do. But they're like, could you watch our bags while we go out there and do our thing? I said, sure. So here I am in the kitchen, and I'm just standing like this, and I'm watching all their gear and their bags and everything. They go out and do what they do. And when you watch this, just remember what I'm about to say. When they came back into the kitchen, I remember Bam Bigelow more than anything, laughing, smiling. He said that was fucking unbelievable. They loved what went down in that ring. And meanwhile, as I'm over there, and again, you know, this is 2003. I don't know them much at that time yet. And, you know, I'm there and they're like, you know, no, you can stay. So I'm just standing there and they're talking about it and they were filling me in on some of the things they were doing. Chris Candido was like, oh yeah, we did this and Bam Bam did that. And then he tells me Bam Bam moved the fans twice. I'm like, you're kidding me. He's like, no, you got to see it. And while this is going on, Tammy just like lifts her shirt, gets dressed and everything. And I'm looking and I'm like, that's Sonny. Some of my WWF magazines from 1995, the pages are stuck together. This is 2003. Now, remember, I was friendly with them in XPW. I'm the one that picked up Sonny and Chris Candido from the airport. They were kind enough to go on the bus one time and hang out with everyone. Chris Candido was the one who told me the stories about how WWF wanted him to be an agent and helped train Rocky Maivia before he came up to the main roster. Why do you think Johnny Candido wanted me to be in his documentary? I ended up having a nice little friendship with him. God rest his soul. At that time, I didn't know them that well, but they trusted me because of XPW, because of picking them up from the airport, because of I've told all those stories. Seeing Chris Candido on crutches 1 minute, and then 2 hours later, he's running around in the ring because he's got to perform for the fans. I don't care what anybody says ragging on Tammy. She's got her demons. I hope to God that, you know, she's hit rock bottom and the rest of her life is nothing but, you know, good. You know, I'm telling you, there's a side of Tammy that I saw back in the day. Really, really, really nice woman. She runs into the problems that she tries to combat the trolls online. And she thinks that she control the trolls. Oh, you want to be a dick towards me? No problem. I'll be the biggest asshole towards you back. And you can't win against the net. It's an animal. None of us can win. And, you know, she's hit rock bottom. So I have fun memories of all of them that a lot of people out there that hasn't been in wrestling hasn't. So that's why I see it differently. So what you're about to see was my gamble, thousands of dollars that I laid out of my pocket to see if this would work for this event. I hope you enjoy it. I own this footage, as does Frank. So this is not me copying off of someone, but I'm fucking proud of this event. And I am privileged and proud that the Mass Maniac let me be a partner for a few shows because I made money. And the guy is a good guy, man, without a doubt. So sit back, relax for 10 minutes. What you're seeing right now is the closing moments of the main event, which was Al Snow with Head versus Raven. And this is what went down. And I'll leave the chat room on the screen so you can comment in real time. I'm very, very, very proud of this.
With that mannequin head! final melee here at the Elks. The triple threat and Raven in a flock. Wayne takes a DDT, whipwreck stomped by the Beast from the East. Even Tammy's getting her licks in now. Referee's gonna have to try to break this thing up here.
Well, hell is broken loose here. Triple threat versus the flock.
Now all this is going on. I'm in the back watching this shit. Now, right now, it looks pretty lame. Pretty tame, I should say. Watch what happens.
So this is how it ends at the Elks Lodge, with the triple threat standing in the ring victorious.
Assaulted, courtesy of the triple threat. Oh, and a belly suplex.
We know what goes around comes around, and right now it's coming around for Raven.
Next son of a bitch that throws something gets his ass fucking kicked. You see what it is? Right. You make your woman this jackass. Come down here, girl. You throw like a fucking pussy. Raven, you and I have unfinished business. You're the USA Pro Wrestling Heavyweight Champion. You got something I want. I told you in TNA, Raven. It didn't matter where who won. I say right there. February 14th, February, New York, bring it! February 14th! February 14th, USA Pro! You want a piece of the triple threat? When you people that are throwing like fucking pussies, come down and check it out as I will play his ass! For his fucking USA Pro Heavyweight title.
Shame.
Stock of shingles. Fucking stock out of this nothing but a garbage dump and nothing but sucking shit. A flock of fucking shit.
You know, the shame on this night, it had to end like this. This is...
How many of you pussies have thrown something and wanted to hit the fucking mark? Right here, triple threat in the middle. Let's make it fucking easy for them. Come on, you shit. Come on. Huh? Come on. Right, New York. Just on him. Couldn't fucking hit the side of the fucking bar.
February 14, Flock meets the triple threat. And still, he is being beaten down as Raven. This is all going to come to a head February 14. Sour note.
Your numbers are here.
And still, Raven is still, he's asking for more. Now he's in the ring. This gang.
What's he gonna do? What's he gonna do? I don't know.
I don't know either.
A whole bag of garbage.
This is a shame. This is a shame. You know what a legacy this building will leave behind?
Right here, New York is the face of New York. Look at this fat fuck. Look at this fat piece of shit. He's people of New York. He watches WWE every fucking Monday like the rest of you fucking jabrons.
This is a shame. This is a shame. Well, had to end some way, right? February 14.
Right now I'm joined by the last group ever to walk out of that Elks Lodge ring. The franchise, Shane Douglas, no gimmicks needed, Chris Candido, the Beast from the East, Bam Bigelow, and the lovely Sunny. How does it feel to be the last group ever to walk out of that ring? You guys gonna miss this place or what?
Let me ask you, I'll tell you what I'm gonna miss. How does it feel to take a walk? Because you're taking a walk out of here right now, punk. No one stands in frame with a triple threat. They said it couldn't be done.
Right.
They said these four successful people, these four huge egos, Chris Candido, Sonny, oh yes, the franchise Shane Douglas, and the Beast from the East, Bam Bigelow, could not coexist. November 2003, here we are live and in living color, Raven.
Baby.
Having left you in a pile of heap, you and your flock. All I'm gonna ask you, Raven, is how does it feel? Having looked up and seen the guy that you hate as the greatest ECW champion of all time, as the guy who your legacy has always been overshadowed by, as the guy who has always had your number, Raven, to look up and see me standing with the lethal combination known as the triple threat. Unbeatable. Unbeatable.
Hey, Shane, one thing you've forgotten. What Sonny wants, Sonny gets.
And you know what she
I
wants?
want the triple threat.
You know where she wants him? She wants him February 14th, USA Pro Wrestling in Bethpage, Long Island. Right there at the Sportsplex. And what's going to happen? Myself and the big man, the greatest big man ever, Bam Bigelow, are taking those USA Pro Championships from the SATs. And the franchise is going to take the belt, just like you've carried every other company we've been in. That singles championship is going right around this waist. Tell him, boss.
How many times have we done it? And ECW controlled every major title. All the gold was around the waist of the triple threat. And they said it couldn't be done. Now they're saying it cannot be done here in USA All Pro.
We'll do it.
Well, these men, Candido
And women.
and the Beast from the East, Bigelow, and this woman, Sonny, will most certainly take the SATs, the Ravens Fox World Tag Team titles. Raven, I will most assuredly franchise your ass and take your USA Pro Heavyweight title.
It'll
February
be so much
14th.
fun, too.
February 14th. February 14th. Sounds good. Valentine's Day Massacre.
We're ready for you.
Quote the franchise. Over and over and over again.
See you, Raven.
You know what was funny about that? I had laid out a lot of money that night. So, you know, it was a risk. And when they announced that they were taking on the SATs, that was not planned. And the Masked Maniac is like, you know, you're going to have to lay out that money if they're going to come in and take on the SATs. So that was pretty funny. And that February 14th is the infamous, if you remember, I did a contest on my website. And for those that don't know the story, you'll get a kick out of this. It's a little fucked up, but we wanted to do like a little Halloween, like a dress-up contest. And all the women, and this is true, if you think I'm making it up, do a Wayback Machine search. Go to February 2003, 2004, and look up my website, and you'll see it. The women got paid next to nothing. Some didn't get paid a penny on the shows. And I will post a screenshot next week so you could see it for yourself. I came up with an idea to have like a costume contest where all of the women that were in that company that really never got really a payday, we were going to do something legit. I had fans donating online. I don't know if PayPal was around that time, but they donated online on my website money. And that money would go towards this beauty contest. And basically, whatever money we gathered, the women of that promotion would all show up in outfits, and the fans were going to pick a winner. And it was supposed to be legit voting. Now, there's two women. I will never out their names unless they ever want to make it public, but there are two women that were on that roster that took this very, very seriously because we ended up putting together a couple of $100. And there were two women that really went out of their way to get really nice outfits made up. And I have the video of it. I have the video. So don't challenge me if you think I'm making this up. And they really were trying to win this money. And what ended up happening, and this is the main reason why I disliked Matt Stryker for so many years, but I realized later on that Matt Stryker really did not know about the contest online, that money was legitimately put together. But what ended up happening, I don't know if it was, she was Cookie in TNA, Becky Bayless, I think her name is. I don't remember if she ended up winning it, but we did the show and the women came out and everything was set up. It was promoted on my website for about 2 or 3 months. Fans picked the winner. Fans picked the winner. Now, just imagine at that time, especially if you want to go heterosexual males, how many guys contributed some money because they thought that, their favorite female had a shot of winning. So when it went down that night and all the women showed up and they all had outfits on, and right before the fans picked the winner, I think it was Matt Stryker or somebody announced that she won. And I can tell you that a lot of people that were on my website were very, very pissed off about it because they were like, fans were supposed to pick the winner. And basically, some people in the back, I won't name any names, but some people in the back thought it was hilarious. And all I remember was these fucking stupid marks. They think wrestling is a shoot. Well, guess what? Don't make me for 3 months tell fans to contribute real money and then turn it into a storyline because those fans never got that money back. The money was not split up amongst the girls. To this day, I'm not even sure where that money went. And that was the first sign that I realized that, shit happens. You know what I mean? But it was just something that I thought of that would be pretty cool and be interactive. You have fans interactive, and especially they're contributing to something that they might have a little bit more enjoyment that they actually are determining. It wasn't a wrestling match. It was just a contest. So, so Larry, thank you. PayPal was founded in 98. So, it definitely was PayPal then. Like I said, I got to just go on Wayback Machine and look at my website at that time, and I'll screenshot my advertisement. I never forget it. Fans pick the winner. If you want to contribute, and every penny is going to go towards whoever wins this beauty contest, fans pick the winner. And I took everybody's money. I kept it transparent online. We raised a couple of $100. I handed it to Matt Stryker. And then as I'm watching this, because I wasn't a character on video yet, or I was just working behind the scenes. And I was a partner for that night as well. You know, Mongo, God rest his soul, who passed away last year, he was a good friend of mine at that time. And I was the one through him to get Damien 666 and Halloween into USA Pro Wrestling, and they took on Snuka and Sabu, which was a fantasy tag team match. I showed you, I don't have it handy right now, but I showed you the Mexican magazine here when he passed away last year. I got USA Pro Wrestling into Mexican magazines. That was me. So that's why when, you know, I tell these stories, I love that I could actually back it up with a little bit of proof. But, yeah, so for all of you out there that like to hear some true behind-the-scenes stories, even though, look, yours truly was nobody. You know, I wasn't anything. But still, you know, you did enough where you could, you know, tell some stories and back it up, too. Oh, I freaking love Damien and Halloween. I still will never forget, for those that don't know the story, their first appearance in XPW. It was my job to pick up Damien 666, Halloween, Psychosis, and I think Juventud Guerrera from JFK Airport. XPW was in Philly. They did not fly them into Newark. They did not fly them into an airport closer to the ECW arena. They flew them into JFK. So me and my Pontiac Sunfire at the time, I go to JFK to pick them up from the airport, and I'm the one that's driving them to Philly. Now, this is 2002. And so I picked them up from the airport, and for anybody that knows my neck of the woods, you go through JFK, you know, you could go through, you know, different neighborhoods. So I went through my neighborhood so I could go pick up some stuff. So I said to him, "You guys hungry?" They spoke a little bit of English. So it's like, "You guys hungry?" Yeah. What do you got? And, you know, McDonald's, Burger King, Kentucky Fried Chicken. Oh, chicken. So we go to Howard Beach on Cross Bay Boulevard, and we go to Kentucky Fried Chicken. And these guys are in Kentucky Fried Chicken, and the next thing you know, somebody recognized, it was Super Crazy. Not Hoovy, Super Crazy. Somebody recognizes Super Crazy. Holy shit, Psychosis. And they're taking pictures. They're pretending to wrestle inside Kentucky Fried Chicken. I'm standing there taking it in. I'm like, this is fucking awesome. Until we get back in the car. It was a nice, hot day. We get in the car, and as we're driving around Cross Bay Boulevard while they're eating chicken, because I live right over there, you have some nice, sexy women walking down the street. And I don't remember which one it was. They roll down my window and start whistling and yelling and screaming, "We're at a red light." And I'm like, oh my God, you can't do that in this area. And they're screaming, "Oh, baby, chocha buena." And I laughed my ass off. And just imagine driving these guys all the way to Philly and back. I got to pull some of the pictures online, hanging out with these guys. I got pictures. Nothing risque, just fun pictures that I never put online. So yeah, how awesome is that to pick up these guys from the airport? You go back into your home town area where you live, and you're driving up the boulevard, and you got these guys. Hey, look, I'll go one step further. FTW wrestling. A lot of you remember Reefer, Jay Lover, Sabu. This is only about 10 years ago. Sabu was performing for FTW in Long Island. In my office, I have folding tables. You know, the tables. I had tables because I used to teach defensive drive. I had a couple of folding tables. So they had a hard time finding tables. So I said, hey, I got a couple in my office because I work 2 shows with them also. So I said, I got 2 folding tables in my office if you want them. It's like, yeah, that'd be great. That'd be great. They called me up in my office. They're like, you're going to be in your office? I'm like, yeah. It's like, we're going to stop by and pick up the tables. So we're right in front of my office on Cross Bay Boulevard, and we look in the van, and it's fucking Sabu in the van. And everybody's just hanging out in front of the place, and we're pulling folding tables, putting it in a van, and Sabu's hanging out right on the boulevard, and who notices him here and notices that? It was pretty wild, man. Pretty wild. So, and, like I said, the beauty about these stories is most of the people, or there are quite a few people who are still with us, who will vouch for everything that I say. Everything. So, anyway, we're already going an hour and 15 minutes. So, do you want to take calls first? Or do you want to pop open that popcorn? I'll leave it up to the chat room. Do we pop the popcorn or do we take calls first? I'll leave it up to you. I hope you're enjoying this episode. We try to make it a lot different than the other shows. The other shows, we talk a lot about news, reviewing shows. So, okay, popcorn. Okay. All right, so we'll do the popcorn. Again, I'm not a professional at this stuff. I know there's people that have overhead cameras, side cameras. Everything is perfectly set up. Fuck that. We whip it open, we try it. It's good, it sucks, whatever it is. Now, couple of things. I got a clear container so you could see what the popcorn looks like when we pop it. I got my butter. It's not even melted. I got the butter. I don't know if we'll need the butter. We're going to pop it. And I think Jay Carlos is in his house tonight. What's up, Jay Carlos? By the way, shout out everybody. There might be 2 sets in there. There are 2 sets in there. I don't know if they're individually packaged. If they're individually packaged, maybe next week we'll give away one. Because these actually look pretty cool. Again, if you look at, this is the front. That is from 2002. This is the back. And where's the middle label? Oh, yeah, here it is. See, that is the back. Copyright 2002. That is, I didn't even know WWE made these till somebody offered to send it to me. So, yeah, so let's pop this open. Now, for those that don't know, this came out in 2002. And what this was, I'm assuming maybe these were sold in Blockbuster. I'm looking at the back label. You know what the funny thing is? You know what scares me about this? I don't know if you could see the top. Popcorn product of China. China! How do you not make the popcorn in the United States? I could understand making the cup in China. I could understand making the paper in China. Why would you make the actual popcorn in China? You mean popcorn was that expensive to make in the United States in 2002? This is popcorn China. I mean, China popcorn, Chinese popcorn. All right, we're going to pop this open. Now, again, this looks, okay, so these are not individually wrapped. Let's put, let's do this. Yeah, there we go. So let's open this up. It's never been opened before. And what it's supposed to have is 2 popcorn containers. These are popcorn containers. So this is a popcorn container. These are 2 microwave popcorns. This is a glass, a drinking glass, a WWE drinking glass, and these are popcorn containers. So I guess, they sold them in a set. I don't know. It's like, it's not easy to take the popcorn out. I don't want to There you go. I guess you have to open the popcorn itself. I guess you got to open this bag. This is WWE popcorn. So let's put that aside. This is the cup. Cup is pretty cool. This is actually pretty cool. Wait, okay, this is tape. That's your WWE cup. It's glass. So, no, it's dirty. I'm not going to drink out of it right now, but it's pretty cool. So maybe we'll see if we can keep the other one in the box. I don't know how I could possibly remove it. This is your popcorn container. Oh, no, you really can't. I'll leave this one like this. And we got a popcorn. We'll put that over here. We'll leave that one like this. So this is what it looks like out of the box. That is popcorn. You can put, it's made out of plastic. WWE Crunch Time. So you get the popcorn container, you get the drinking glass, and you get popcorn. You get popcorn. Now, let's put this over here for now. All right. I'm looking to see if there's any expiration date on here. I don't see any expiration date at all. If you look at it up close, this is what it says. 2 tablespoons, unpopped. Per cup popped, 29 calories. 15 grams of carbs, 4 grams of fiber. Typical popcorn stuff. Your ingredients. Popcorn, partially hydrogenated soybean oil, salt, and flavor. All right, now the good thing about it is apparently the popcorn is made out of Maryland. I don't know why the outside says popcorn made in China. This is actually made in Maryland. So I kind of feel a little bit more relieved now that this is made in the United States. I'm assuming, now we got 2. So, you know, I'm going to pop this open and see. Okay, yeah. All right. So that is, oh, wait a minute. Look at the back. Look at the writing. China. China. I don't know which one is upside down. China. Look at the middle. China. Hottest popcorn. That is the front. That is the back. I tell you, it is like really vacuum packed. So let's take it out of the thing. Let's see what happens. I'm assuming you have to remove the cellophane. I haven't microwave pot. Oh wait, there's an expiration date on here. Okay. Expires 8/3/2004. I don't know if you could see the top. You probably can if you have like a TV. It expires August 3rd, 2004. So it was produced in 2002, and I guess the popcorn was good for 2 years. So this popcorn is expired for a little over 17 years. So let me pop this cellophane open. Hopefully it's safe to pop in that microwave because there's like a felt cover underneath it. And the back is like against the posters. So hopefully we get no fires in here. So, okay, the popcorn has been violated. This is a bitch to open up. Oh, it smells like, I don't know what it smells like. There's not even butter in this. It's soybean oil. There's not even any like fake butter in this. There's an awful lot of Chinese writing on this. Look at look at this. China. All right. Remove the plastic wrap and place the unfolded bag in the microwave oven with the instructions side up. Cook at high temperature. Cooking time varies from 2 to 3 minutes. To determine exact timing, select 3 minutes on the clock and listen carefully. Stop cooking when the time between pops is between 2 to 3 seconds, which is pretty much your standard popcorn instructions. Remove the bag from the microwave. To open, pull carefully from opposite corners. All right, before I open this, let's melt the butter, just in case. You know, let's melt the butter. All right. This is cool. This is my half pint. This microwave is 20-something years old. Still looks good. Let's melt some butter. I hope this doesn't taste horrible. I mean, I'm not going to eat too much of it, but we'll try it. We'll see if it's good. All right, we're miking some butter right now. We're melting butter. Oh, okay. Wow, that was fast. We got butter. Salted. All right. I don't want to make a mess in here. All right. I'm trying to separate the kernels. I can't describe what this smells like. It's kind of smells like butter, even though there's no butter in here. I don't know what the hell this smells like. I think it just smells like old paper. But I'm trying to separate the seeds a little bit. Look at that. Microwave popcorn. American style. Holy shit. They have it in Spanish, Chinese, and English on the bottom. This side down. That's the front. That's the back. That is your WWE glass. That is your popcorn. All right. This side down. Now I'm looking. They have a setting for popcorn, so I'm going to hit the popcorn setting. If this thing starts to burn, over. I'm not gonna take a chance of starting a fire, you know. So, all right, let's clear this. They got a popcorn setting. Okay. I don't know if you could see it. It says 3 minutes, 25 seconds. I have a fire extinguisher in the other room. I'm looking at it closely. If it starts to like burn and they don't pop, then that's it. Experiment over. So far, nothing. We're at 2 minutes, the countdown, 2 minutes, 53 seconds. Still nothing. I don't smell anything yet. It's not popping yet. I mean, I could bring the microphone here. I'll put the microphone over there if it starts popping. It's going now for a minute. So something's got to start soon. Oh, here it goes. Here it goes. Can you hear it? Can you hear it? Oh, the paper smells horrible. Oh. I'm going to take it out. Oh, I don't, you know what it smells like? For real. I'm not kidding. It smells like old crayons. Like I couldn't figure it. You know what it is? It must be the wax from the outside of the bag. It smells like old crayons. It smells like old crayons. All right, we're opening it. I don't know if you could see the steam. It's very, very hot. I'm not going to put it in here because this looks filthy. This is clean. This is clean. So we'll pour it in here. It doesn't look bad. I mean, honestly, if you look at it, it doesn't look bad. I tell you, it doesn't pop that much popcorn, though. This smells horrible. Seriously, this smells bad. I mean, the popcorn doesn't smell that bad. This smells like old crayons. I don't know what. It's definitely the outside of this. Though I just hope it didn't compromise the inside. So, anyway, what I'm going to do, you could still see the steam. I don't want anybody to think that I swapped this shit out with other stuff. We're going to pour the, you know what? Let me try one without butter. We'll try one without butter. And they pop smaller. That I can tell you right now. They definitely popped a little smaller. It doesn't have much taste at all. I don't taste salt. I don't taste any soybean oil. I don't know what I taste, but this room smells horrendous right now. I should have put air freshener in this room. I'd be happy if I could fart right now. That's how bad this smells. I'd take a fart over this. All right, let's pour the butter in. Anything tastes better with butter. Hell, anything tastes good with butter. I'll leave it at that. All right, this is a little messy, so hold on. We'll put this in here for now. Yeah, that's all right. We'll put that here for now. All right, so we got 2002 popcorn. It expired in August of 2004. That is 17 years old. Let's try one with butter. It's not that bad. Take two more. It's not great. I mean, honestly, the way this tastes right now, if you would have told me this was fresh popcorn and you, top of my roof of my mouth has like a little like twitch to it. All right, couple more. I'll be honest with you. It's not terrible. It's not terrible. The butter obviously makes it a little better. My mouth, it's a little funky. I don't know, but you know, I don't know. They're edible. You know, they're not like, you know, like from what I watched some videos online, like how do you tell when something is really bad? You know, people like tip with the tip of their tongue. Plus, I haven't had popcorn in 2.5 years, so it's not that bad. It's not bad. Would I suggest you go out if you could buy this to get it? If you want to see what 18-year-old popcorn tastes like, especially since it's WWE, you know, go ahead. You know, take your best shot. I just, nothing to write home about. I mean, how great would this have tasted 18 years ago? Would it tasted like popcorn? I don't know how much this sold at the time, you know, but I thank Johnny for sending this. That was very kind of you. You know, we got the other set over there. So, I don't know. I mean, would I really use this glass? Probably not. You know, so I'll probably run them through the dishwasher. If anybody wants the 2 glasses and the 2 set, you know, if you live like in the United States where it doesn't cost much to ship. By the way, this has been claimed for. Literally before I even finished the show last week, I got DMs, so this is already claimed. This will go out tomorrow, Monday shipping. But I don't know, man. I gotta drink some water. When you let it sit, it must be the soybean oil. Yeah, now my tongue feels weird. Apparently, soybean oil can go rancid. I don't think that was rotten. I'm not stupid. I'm not going to eat rotten stuff. If the first kernel I put in my mouth, if it tastes rotten, that's it. I'm not a guinea pig here. But obviously, soybean oil, when it sits for almost 20 years, it probably does go bad a little bit. My tongue feels a little bit burny right now. I don't know what. I don't know. Just so it's a little strange. It's a little strange, but I got mouthwash. Last time that was the big mistake. Actually, you know what I'll do? Yeah. I'll spit the mouthwash in here. I won't do it on video because I don't want to be a pig. All right. I killed tons of bacteria just now. So, I think next week we'll open Constipated Sting. And we'll open up Goldberg. Even though it looks like Steve Austin. So that'll be next week. We'll open up Constipated Sting. What do you mean I got to team up with Darby Allin? What do you mean I got to climb this guardrail at my age? I think next week also, even though it's not wrestling, Vanilla Ice cassette gum from 1991. Someone is sending me Ultimate Warrior cereal from 1991. Somebody is also claiming they're sending me a box of honeycomb cereal. I forgot Hulk Hogan did those honeycomb cereal commercials back in the late 80s. So somebody's sending me a box of honeycomb cereal with Hogan. So we'll see. We'll see. Oh, you know what we could do? Maybe we could open this thing up. I don't want it to take too long because I obviously my tongue feels horrible. Let's see if we could open this up. Now, it came with batteries, supposedly. The batteries obviously are dead. This is brand new. So I don't know what is going to happen here. I got brand new batteries just in case. So apparently, I think this thing is supposed to talk. And when you talk, the eyes are supposed to follow the sound. I don't know. The back of it, you got to open it with a screw. I don't know whose idea it was back then to put batteries already inside because those batteries burst. I got to get a screwdriver. Okay. All right, we're opening it. We're getting there. We're getting there. It won't open. Those batteries may have bursted. Oh, there we go. There we go. Oh, there's no batteries in it. The batteries must be in the box. Okay. Takes 3 AA batteries. So, here we go. We're going to put the batteries in here. Hopefully it works. I don't know. Hey. Hey. Is this working? Hey. Oh, stupid. Are you listening? Hello? Record, blah, 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 blah. Hello? I don't even know if this freaking thing works. I put batteries in it, nothing happens. Remove pull tape. Maybe that helps.
My creatures of the night will feast upon the flesh of your corpse.
It doesn't even sound like him. It sounds like some Irish dude. What was that? Talk again, please. The hell was that? Talk. God damn it. The hell was that? Hello? Stupid. Talk. What the fuck? It just heard it. Doesn't want to talk anymore.
My creatures of the night will feast upon the flesh of your corpse.
Hey.
Rest in peace. You cannot kill what is already dead. Rest in peace.
Do you hear this?
My creatures of the night will feast upon the flesh of your corpse. Rest in peace.
Oh, shut up. How come his eyes aren't moving?
What is already dead. Rest in peace. My creatures of the night will feast upon the flesh of your corpse. Rest in peace.
Is his eyes moving? His fucking eyes aren't even... Shut up! Oh, wait a minute. Hey, stupid. What's up with your eyes? What's wrong with you? Hello? Stupid. Hey. Cancel culture's coming for you soon. Hello? Hey. 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 Can you look? Nothing. Oh, wait. Maybe this... Oh, the batteries are fucking hot. The batteries is like scorching hot. I kid you not. I swear to God. Yeah, I don't think this is a good idea. Yeah. Yeah. I swear to God, this battery, I wish I could put it, it's freaking red hot, this battery right now. Oh, no. Definitely not. Seriously. Fuck you. I just ruined 2 great batteries, man. I'm not going to bash it. I'll throw it out. I thank Mikey, thank you for sending it, but this was kind of an epic fail. It doesn't even sound like him. You know what it sounds like? Hey, Undertaker, we need you to record some sound for this. All right, what do I have to say? Oh, you will be victim of the dark side. Rest in peace. That's what it sounds like. There's like no like, rest in peace. It's like, I'm going to have to go to the store and buy groceries, and then I got to change the diapers and walk the dog. Rest in peace. It's like not even like interested. It's like dead. You were supposed to tell me where to get off. Where am I supposed to get off? Wow, what a freaking letdown. Seriously. Horrible. Garbage. Garbage. By the way, I didn't take the pictures yet of the Hogan camera. I got the film. This is actually fresh 110 film. I think over the weekend I'll take a couple of pictures with it. Then I got to send it out to a company so they could develop the film. And apparently all the pictures when they develop are supposed to have Hulk Hogan in the corner. Somebody's telling me to break it. I don't have anything to break it with. To be honest with you, if I had a hammer in here, I'd break it, but I just throw it out. Big waste, man. You listen to that voice? What a disinterested Undertaker. You will not be able to handle the dark side. Rest in peace. Blah, 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 blah. Man, what a... Seriously. It's horrible. That's just awful. Oh, yeah, we didn't try this yet. Oh, I can't wait for that. Sour cherry flavor. Okay. Let's take some calls. And then we're going to call it for tonight. Hopefully we don't have any problems with the do not disturb stuff. I will tell you all this. Somebody was kind enough who does a podcast wishes to remain anonymous, sent me some pretty cool software that I could use with the programs I currently have. It was working on my computer earlier. Some weird thing was happening, though, that every time I would have the audio of a call go through my computer, it would disable all the other audio sounds. So I'm forced to still go the telephone route like I did before. But I think over the weekend I should have some free time, and I'm going to mess around with it a little bit. But going forward, I should be able to just use software on my computer, hit a button. A little numb over here. That might be from the mouthwash, though. Listerine, I don't know if you've ever had Listerine, but that makes you like... All right. Let's open the phone lines. 833-366-8686. I hope everybody's having a good time tonight. You know, I want to make this clear before I open the phone lines. I'm not trying to be like a goofy, like, moron, like sampling outdated food and trying to get sick from it. Just opening up some nostalgia stuff, some stuff that we either never knew existed or maybe we forgot about, and see if something would still be good all these years later. I mean, I do have obviously my limitations. There's a few things I absolutely would not try, but you know, just to have a little fun with it. And plus I notice online, there's nobody had done videos of some of this stuff. So I figured, it's something a little different. Hopefully we have a good laugh out of it. As long as it doesn't, you know, get me sick and make my face go, you know, it's a big deal, right? You only live once. So, all right, with that said, let us remove the do not disturb. Whatever is on your mind. And yeah, okay, so it looks like it will work.
So it looks like
hey, you're on. Who is this?
This is Alex. What's up?
Hey, Alex. What's going on?
What's going on? I hope you'll get sick and infect you.
Oh, no.
With that popcorn thing.
Yeah, it's a waxy crayon smell. I feel fine. I feel fine. I mean, you know, the funny thing about this, I'll just show you quick. It does say on the front, butter flavored. If you look at the back of the ingredients, I don't know if anybody could zoom in on this later on, there is nothing on there that even says butter flavor. It just says popcorn, soybean oil, salt. So I honestly do not remember that when I was a kid.
I don't remember it
either. I mean, you know, some people are coming out with some wild things, and I'm like, I would have bought that back in the day. I mean, 2002, I was still going to Blockbuster Video, without a doubt, because then you had the DVD rentals in the mid-2000s, but I don't recall ever going to Blockbuster and ever seeing, like, WWE Popcorn Night where you could buy popcorn. I would have bought it just because I'm a wrestling fan. Did not see that anywhere.
Okay.
Yeah. So what's going on?
I just want to give whatever a quick questions I could. I don't want to talk too long because I know a lot of callers are going to do it. So, what is your opinion about this Japanese wrestler who just passed away since 2009? I think it's only 2 years ago. I don't think you never bring him up before. His name is Misawa.
Yes. Yeah, Mitsuharu Misawa.
He was the face of All Japan Pro Wrestling, but after the time when Giant Bubba passed away, they had another promotion was called Pro Wrestling Noah. You probably know that.
Pro Wrestling Noah, sure. If anybody, my memories, I didn't follow him that close, but I will tell you this: if anybody that remembers when I used to do the hotline with Joey 924, Black Moses, and a guy named Smoked Out. Smoked Out was a hotline host of mine. He also was an aspiring indie wrestler. He was infatuated with Mitsuharu Misawa. Every time we would do shows, he would talk about Misawa. He was not tremendously well known in the United States, but I will tell you that a lot of Japanese wrestlers of today, if you see some interviews, many of them will name drop that Mitsuharu Misawa was someone who inspired them. I mean, he was very, very, very good wrestler. I mean, very, very well respected, no controversy that I could recall. And not one of those wrestlers that was like, you know, more for like exploding death matches or anything like that. He was just stiff. I almost put him in the same category of Masahiro Chono. But Mitsuharu Misawa was definitely, you know, one of the big wrestlers from Japan that, you know, some people, Ring of Honor fans would talk about Misawa back in the day. I don't remember if he actually worked the show for Ring of Honor, but, you know, talking about that Japanese hard, you know, hitting style, definitely one of those. Definitely one of the more talented wrestlers from Japan. An elite name. An elite name.
Oh. Did you see his match with him versus Samoa Joe? Because it's on YouTube right now.
Is it from Ring of Honor?
I think it was no. It was a Noah.
Okay.
Noah's Pro Wrestling.
No. I might have seen it and just totally forgot about it. But I do remember Ring of Honor. I could swear that he had a match or two in Ring of Honor. I could swear that he came to the States and wrestled for Ring of Honor. But
yeah, he did.
Did he?
Yeah, I seen one of a couple matches. He faced one of the guy, some other Japanese wrestler who debuted on NXT. He's just all yellow. I forgot his name. Oh my gosh! Now he's in AEW.
I'm sure I saw it at the time, but he was never really on my radar. But you know, like I said, he reminded me of the category of like your Masahiro Chonos, those that like big striker. You know, big, like, hard-nosed fighting guy, but very talented, very well respected. Never heard anything controversial about the guy.
Yeah. He was also, by the way, he was also Tiger Mask number 2 when Dynamite faced him as well.
Okay.
There's a lot of sequels of Dynamite Tiger Mask. Yeah. And then tragedy, he died in the ring. Same thing happened to Silver King.
Oh, sure.
It was very tragedy.
I mean, I definitely covered it. I mean, it's just as far as his career retrospect goes, it was never one that I really saw on the radar, but I'll always remember my co-host for always bringing him up. I mean, he just really, really loved the guy's work. And I know other people out there really loved his work as well.
Yeah, honestly. I don't know, man. Do you think he should be a star in WCW during the Monday Night War? Because I don't see him not wrestle WWE because I don't think it won't fit him because this guy's a top guy in Japan. It fits for him, but I think it probably makes sense if he wrestled at WCW because there's a lot of Japanese wrestlers who also wrestled in WCW at the time.
Yeah, but
do you think he'll fit in there?
No. I mean, maybe, you know, they would have done the stereotype. He probably would have been managed by Sonny Ono. He would have come out like Chono and a few others. Like, he would have some great matches, but back at that time when you're pushing the NWO and the Four Horsemen and Sting and Luger and those guys, I mean, there was nobody from Japan other than Muda for the most part. And even Muda, you know, in the late 90s, you know, to its closing, they never really gave him that much attention. You know, so no, I don't think he would have clicked. I mean, it would have been cool to see at least a match or two, but it wouldn't have amounted to anything. Not under that time with the Monday Night Wars and Bischoff's run, you know, just because, and even if they wanted to push him, I don't think the fans would have gotten into it. Not in the States.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Did you bring up Bam Bigelow earlier ago?
Yeah. Showed some video from 2003.
All right.
Yeah, rewind it.
Really
we got a kick out of it. Him mooning the New York fans, and you know, I brought him in and paid a lot of money, taking a risk, and I think the risk paid off. So watch the clip later; you'll really enjoy it.
Were you friends with him, or you guys were that close, or not legitimately?
Not extremely close, but he was very close friends with the Mass Maniac. And I became, just to summarize it, I became friends with Bam Bam through the Mass Maniac. And then because I sold things online and knew about eBay and was, pretty, smart with that stuff, he owned the ECW ring after ECW closed down, and he needed money because his wife at the time, when he was getting the 6-figure contract in WCW, in fact, Dark Side of the Ring probably should do an episode. If they're going to do an episode on Chris Kanyon, I mean, sure, Bam Bam didn't commit suicide, but Bam Bam, that's a tragedy, taken way too soon. But his wife, while he was working in WCW, his wife was taking all his money, and she left him, and he was pretty much left with next to nothing. And when I became friendly with him, he asked me to auction off the ECW ring on eBay. Somebody ended up ripping us off, and then he wanted me to auction off all of his collectibles. I still have on my hard drive all of his memorabilia. He wanted me to sell his Lawrence Taylor jersey. He wanted me to sell his Green Bay Packers stuff. He wanted to see if I could sell his motorcycle, and I ended up not selling any of it. But he had, a lot of people don't know this, he had a 900 hotline that he was giving people, picks for like sports betting and stuff like that. He had his restaurant, and then unfortunately tragically passed. But, I was friendly with him, but not as close as the Mass Maniac.
I mean, for the business, and I think to me, Bam Bam Bigelow deserves to be in the Hall of Fame. But do you think they'll probably put him in the legacy era, the legacy wing? Same thing as probably. I think WWE will do lazy shit like putting Vader, putting Bam Bam Bigelow, putting Ivan Koloff in the Legacy Hall of Fame. Do you think Bigelow will be in the induction in person or in the Legacy wing?
It's hard to say. I think Bam Bam Bigelow deserves an induction on the main show, but it would not surprise me if they put him in the Legacy ring. I mean, it's just, I don't know. It's hard to say. If it was up to me, I would put him on the main Hall of Fame show, but it wouldn't surprise me if they put him in the Legacy side.
Yeah. No. All right. Thanks for the question.
Yeah. Much love. Anytime.
Hey, one more thing before I go. Since you brought up Hogan earlier, you should call him the hot dog man. And I say that because the red and yellow. That's why. You should call him the hot dog man, brother.
Yeah, this is actually Hogan's colors, too. It is Hogan's colors, the red and yellow. So it smells like shit, too. But all right, my friend, have a good weekend. All the best.
All right, thank you.
Take care.
Have a good night. You too.
You too.
All right, bye-bye.
Hey, good call. I like that about the Bam Bam stuff. Man, I could tell so many stories with that stuff. He was a good guy. He even tried a little bit of artwork. And my friend Joey had like 500 copies of some artwork that he did. And I never hooked up with him about it. He's like, yeah, you want this? I'm like, how much? And this was shortly after he passed. So I don't know if he was trying to make money on it or not. But I'll actually, you know what? Very quickly, with a couple of super chats before we take the next call. Shout out to Hala once again. I think we will see Austin Aries on TV soon. I don't know where, though. Am I buying any new belts, ray guns? I don't think so. I'm not into belt collecting. I mean, I got that AEW title that time, and I gave it away. I'm not a big belt guy, to be honest with you. JL says if I'm serious about getting rid of the talking Undertaker, I mean, sure. I mean, I didn't break it. It's perfectly fine. I just got to look where I put the cover. So you know what I'll do? Yeah. I'll put it over here for now. I'll find the cover over the weekend. Just email me your shipping address. Absolutely. I'll send it to you. Sure. Absolutely. Yeah, definitely. Why throw it out, man? To be honest with you, they actually don't look that bad. if you put it like on a wall, it actually doesn't look bad. Oh, wait a minute. I just remembered. It's got butter on it. I'll clean it later. I'll clean it. Don't worry. I never sent anything spoiled. All right, let's take call. Hey, you're on. Who's this? Hello?
Hey, DT. Shout out to DT.
Yes.
Hey, do you hear me?
Yes, I do.
Hey, this is Nir. How you
Hey,
doing?
Nir, what's going on?
All is good. All is good. Shout out to James Pasco, who didn't want me to call. How you doing?
I think they're just joking.
Yeah. I'm sure.
Oh,
James
what's
is
on
a
your
good guy.
mind?
Yeah, I wanted to talk to you a little bit about something you said yesterday regarding, you said it a couple of times, you mentioned it a couple of times, that Jews are the one group that was the most racist against you, right?
Yes.
So it's obvious to me by the stories you tell that you only met Ashkenazi Jews, and I'm not saying
Yes, you're right.
Ashkenazi Jews
You're right.
are all racist.
I don't know, and that's the only reason. You know what? I'd like for you to explain to everyone what you just said, because I'm not that deep with it, so I wasn't about to start breaking into specifics, because I don't want it to come across as the overall. It's just in my neck of the woods, there's certain Kew Gardens, Queens, New York. If anybody wants to do a simple Google search, you will see exactly what Nir's going to say. So there are certain aspects that in every culture that is a little bit more, I would say, I don't want to say radical, but more that you don't go outside your own religion, your own, group. And it may seem racist, but explain to everyone what you just said.
Okay. So basically, Jews are not just a religion, they're a religious ethnic group. The one common denominator between all Jews is that we all come from Judea first. I mean, Ashkenazi Jews basically are Jews that were exiled and came to Europe, which is the group that DT was probably only met. But there are a lot of Jews that came that went to Iraq and Yemen and North Africa. And my family, for example, come from Turkey, and before they were in Turkey, they were exiled from Spain. And actually, the last name Rofeh, it means doctor in Hebrew. And you were given a last name by your profession if 3 generations worked in that profession. So I know that my great grandfathers were doctors back in Turkey or Spain. I'm not sure, but basically, I think in New York the majority of Jews are Ashkenazi Jews, and these are probably the group that you are encountered with, but there are a lot of cultural differences between those people. So yeah, and for example, when you see Paul Heyman on TV, he talks about his mother being a Holocaust survivor. Not all Jews who were were in families that that came out of the Holocaust. People that came from Iraq, for example, they were near Europe that time. So he has a lot, characteristic of like the Jew who is a victim of who is traumatized by stuff that happened to his family in the 18th century. So yeah, I know it's important to me because I know the differences when you say Jews.
It's hard for me to explain it because I don't know it that deep. But look, I could even say that for Italians. When you watch like stereotypical movies like Goodfellas or Casino or The Sopranos, there is a certain group within the Italian, heritage that you only are involved with Italians. And maybe even 30, 40 years ago, even my neck of the woods, the Italians would strictly, only be amongst Italians. I mean, my grandfather, God rest his soul, back in Ridgewood, Queens on Fresh Pond Road, there used to be an Italian club, and I'm sure that there's nostalgia pages online that talk about it. And the club was only Italians. You were not allowed in if you were Irish, anything, Italian only. And he felt most comfortable being amongst other Italians because when he came to the United States, he didn't know how to speak English. He didn't have much of an education. So he felt more in his element being around others that were similar. There were people, why do you think, like when you think of Howard Beach, you think of history with Italians, like people like, oh my God, like any other ethnic group lives in that area, they could have problems. It's in every nationality. It's in every religion. It just so happened I lived near Kew Gardens, Queens. That's where my ex-girlfriend came from. That's where her family came from. And that area, very, very radical, that Jewish stay amongst Jewish. And even to the point where I'm working behind a counter with gloves on, which you did way before COVID, and still someone didn't want you to handle, their items. It's just, that's how deep it would go. So it's all good.
It's good that you mentioned it. It's good that you mentioned it because some of it, I know it sounds very, very racist, but some of it's a religious, cultural thing.
Right.
You can't mix. Kosher basically means that you can't mix dairy with meat.
Yeah.
And if someone touched, they are afraid that someone touched the dairy before he touched the meat. That's why they want to be safe. And I know it comes off as really, really racist.
And let me also point out, I haven't had experiences like that in over 20 years. So when I tell those stories, everybody should keep in perspective the time frame I'm talking about. I don't come across that anymore. But 20 years ago, you came across that more than you think. So times have changed, and I think in a good way, in a lot of ways. So
sure.
Yeah.
Hopefully you'll come here one day and meet some guys who will eat hummus with you.
If I have that much time and finances that I could travel around the world, I am definitely doing it. I've already talked to my fiance about it. So we got to see, right now, obviously not, but down the line, it's not out of the realm of that possibly happening. So enjoy the rest of your day, my friend. Enjoy the weekend. I'll talk to you soon.
Yeah, talk to you again. Peace, DT.
Yeah.
Bye-bye.
Same here. Be well. Yeah, I want to point that out. This is not something that's happened to me recently. And I don't look at anybody, a special way anymore like that. So, hey, you're on. Who's this?
Hey, DT, it's David Peralta. How are you doing?
Hey, Dave. What's going on?
I just came back from Comic-Con today. It was a pretty good day. Pretty
cool.
Fun
Very
experience. Cool. Yeah.
Meet anybody?
The only thing, I've seen a couple of wrestling legends. I just saw Jerry Lawler and of course Jim Ross, Jake the Snake Roberts, and RVD.
Very nice. Very nice.
Yeah, I didn't get to get a photo with them. I already met RVD back at WrestleCon though, but he was a very nice guy. But Jerry Lawler and Jim Ross, I have not gotten to meet them yet though, but they're gonna show up the next day, so I'm gonna try to see them around.
Yeah,
but,
it's still
I got to see them in person.
Yeah,
that's cool. Yeah,
they're very tight, and it's nice that they still get together. I mean, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, man. Absolutely.
Yeah,
absolutely.
I'm glad you had a good time.
Especially like now that. Yeah. I mean, look, I just wanted to make the best of it because I'm like, we're still technically in a pandemic, but thankfully some of the conventions are starting to open up, and we still have to wear our mask and all that. But at least we just get to have fun and see people that we haven't seen in over like 3 years. 2 years.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, 2 years.
Yeah, it's almost 2 years, and I think we're starting to finally, like turn the corner with it. But I mean, look, I always tell everybody the same thing. You know your surroundings.
Exactly.
Putting on a mask, it's an inconvenience, without a doubt. I went to my doctor yesterday, and there was nobody in the doctor's room. I was in the room by myself for about a half an hour. I took the mask off. Woman came in to pull my chart. She's like, please put your mask on. And I said, there's nobody in here right now. And you know what she said to me? She goes, I'm in here. So I put the mask on, and as soon as she left the room, I took it off again. But the thing is, I understand why, you want to be careful, but you also, your surroundings. You could sense if you got to be a little bit extra careful. I mean, if you're in, a restaurant and there's great ventilation and there's enough distance between the tables, and, now, especially in New York, you got to show proof that you're vaccinated. You're a little bit careful, you're cautious. But if you go to a party and there's people like right on top of each other and this and that, that's why in November when I go to the big event, it's going to be really interesting because, I guarantee you not everybody is going to be wearing masks, but, if it's going to be as crowded as it was a year and a half ago when I hung out with Mish, then, you got to be a little bit extra careful. So even though I got 3 shots, I still wear my mask at times. I just, I just pay attention to my surroundings, and if I got to put it on for a little while, so be it,
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it's funny because I too am going to the big event next month, so hopefully I get to see you there this time.
I'm definitely going.
But it's funny, when I was in New York Comic Con, I was saying to myself, man, I'm already vaccinated. Why the fuck do I still have to wear my mask even though I'm vaccinated? And I really wanted to take it off, but I'm like, you know what? I am not going to risk my life to be yelled at and humiliated just because I'm the only person, or one of the few people out there that's wearing their masks off. It was like, we did have to take precaution. Well, we had to get in by signing up for, not the Excelsior, well, something like that. It's called the Clear Pass. And they said that, once you signed up for that, you have your vaccine card set up and all that, you're good to go. You're in fully. I was like, all right, that's all good. But I get it, like, we still have to take precautions because of this stuff. But it's going to get to the point that people are going to get annoyed, even though they all been vaccinated. I'm already at the point where I am vaccinated, and I'm annoyed with it. It's just that there are people out there that supposedly have the authority to say, well, you can't do this, you can't do that. And I'm like, well, what gives you the authority to do that shit?
I know.
You know what I'm saying? So
that's why, honestly, I live in a free country, and I'm going to do what I think is smart and what is best for me and my family. And I will respect people around me. But I don't pay attention to the government much anymore. When I hear people say to me, what do you think about Dr. Fauci saying that he doesn't know yet if we could get together for Christmas? I didn't say anything online, but my immediate reaction is, go fuck yourself. I know what I'm doing for Christmas, and you and no other doctor or anybody else is going to tell me what I'm fucking doing and who I'm spending Christmas with. I have been responsible. I had 3 shots. I look at my surroundings. I never got COVID. My family never got COVID. My fiance never got COVID. And why? Because we're smart enough that if there's somebody right in our face and they're coughing up a storm or this and that, I get out of there. If you're in a place and there's people 6-10 feet away from you and nobody's coughing and nobody is sneezing and those people are vaccinated, it's not brain surgery. The chances of you getting it is extremely, extremely low. The reason why they keep the paranoia up is simple, because people who are unvaccinated refuse to get vaccinated. And when they see vaccinated people enjoying themselves, they want the same thing. and they demand the same thing. So they try to add the paranoia. So you who are vaccinated, you put on the mask, and I who am vaccinated put on the mask. And because we all got to put on the mask, they got to put on the mask too. So now because that is not working as well as they thought it was going to, now they're basically saying if you're unvaccinated, you're not allowed to do certain things. The problem is somebody who owns a restaurant doesn't want to get punched in the mouth because they won't let someone in to dine. And then, I'm sorry for saying this, it may piss you off, it may piss off people tuning in. But what happens for some people who are a different ethnic group and they walk into a restaurant and they're not vaccinated or they forget their vaccination proof at home and a restaurant says you can't come in. There are people that will go immediately to the news and say, I wasn't let in because I'm black. I wasn't let in because I'm Spanish. I wasn't let in because I don't look like the people in this neighborhood. And the problem is that unless you got video footage of everything, you can't prove it one way or the other. So what happens? This person ends up with a problem. The owner has a problem. The restaurant has a problem. Everybody, gets hurt from it. And it's like you don't know who's telling the truth and who's lying. So that's why I've just been like, you know what? The hell with everybody else. I do what I think is right. If I go to a supermarket, I put the mask on because I don't want anybody next to me freaking out. He doesn't have a mask on. What am I going to do? But look, I'm vaccinated three times. For some of those people, it doesn't matter. So I'd rather just be like, you know what? I'll put the mask on. I go for gas, I put the mask on. I go here, I go get postage stamps, I put the mask on. Because I just don't even want to deal with frantic people. I don't want to put myself in a situation where I'm labeled, accused, yelled at, cursed at, this, and that. I just do my thing. And it's a short little bit of sacrifice, but in the end, we're not the ones sick. We don't have to worry about it as much as others, and eventually we'll get back to normal.
Well, here's the thing, DT, and this is going to be my honest to God opinion. This is something I've been seeing for months, the past year, and this is something I've always wanted to say. Those type of people that like to complain about that shit, and those type of people that want to already saying, oh, well, since we're not getting vaccinated, then why can't we have our freedom? Well, you know what? They should let themselves get killed. Let them get killed, because that's the lesson that's going to learn, that they're going to have to learn. Let their stupidity kill themselves, because they're not going to do anything to get themselves vaccinated. That's why it's what you said. This vaccination, this virus is going to stick around for a couple of years because people are not learning the lesson here. If you're getting vaccinated, then you're going to start having other people get vaccinated, and also you're going to make this whole pandemic go away easily. It's just that there's too many people that think that, what they're seeing and what they're researching is correct. That's not always true. If you're doing your research and you're studying this type of subject very carefully, you're going to understand why it's meant to be what it is. It's just that, it's what you said, man.
Look, antibodies in your system, in your system, what it does is, I always compared it to bouncers at a club. You have a club that's banging and you have no bouncers. If you get a whole bunch of people that show up to start fights, there's nothing you can do about it. They're going to fuck up your place, and that's it. When you have antibodies in your system, it's like you have a whole bunch of bouncers that are just hanging out. And if a bunch of troublemakers go in your body, team COVID, and they try to start having a little bit of fight in your body, those bouncers are going to be like, yeah, how's this? And they start beating the shit out of the virus. So you may get a little bit sick from it, but you have things in you to fight. There is a doctor that I watch on YouTube. They call him Dr. V. He's an Asian guy. And he is anti-Trump. He is radical. And I love his analysis because he basically says when people they don't trust what's in the pill, they don't trust this, but they'll take Viagra. They don't trust the vaccine, but when they're a kid, they get a polio shot. Or they get this, they get that, they get this. And then they say, oh, it's my body, my choice, and this and that. But yet, it's ridiculous. I don't pay attention to noise. And I tell you, I'm surprised at how many Republicans have turned this into like a freedom issue. And it's like, my God, you know, what's wrong with these people? That's why I just stay away from it.
Oh my God! I mean, like I said, let them kill each other. That's the only lesson they're gonna learn. Until they learn their mistakes, until they can realize that what they're doing is stupid and dumb, let them do what they got to do. Let them kill each other. That's all I have to say. Yeah. Let them kill each other.
You're right. People will never learn. My friend's father died from COVID, and I saw him for the first time about a week ago, and we were talking about it. And he told me that he's fighting with the city because the city put down on the death certificate that it was from natural causes. He caught COVID. He was on the ventilator for 1 day, and he passed away from it. But the thing is that he told me, he said that his father, you know, went out, would not wear the mask, insisted that he has his rights and it's his freedom to choose to not wear a mask, and he died. And they believe he, you know, and he got COVID. But because he was only on a ventilator for 1 day, they pretty much said, oh, he died from natural causes. Like it wasn't deep into his system enough to kill him. But, you know, the family's convinced that COVID killed their father. So they're all vaccinated now.
Yeah.
That's what's going to scare some people into getting it done. When a friend or a loved one or themselves get very sick from it, that's when they'll go online and say, listen, everybody, you know, I've been saying for a long time, you know, your body, your choice, but you know what? My mom got really sick. My friend so-and-so died. I got really sick. Get vaccinated. The more that happens, the more it's going to scare people into getting it.
I mean, that still saying goes, man. You reap what you sow.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, you don't learn about it. You reap what you sow. So
yeah.
I completely agree, dude. I completely agree.
Yeah.
Before I go, one little question I wanted to ask. Did you see the Dark Side of the Ring about FMW? Like, if so, like, what did you think of it? Because, like, I saw it, and most of it didn't really surprise me as much, because I already knew the whole story through, like, a lot of interviews from, like, wrestling legends, like Terry Funk and Sabu and all that. But, like, for me, like, what did you think of it? Like, at the time, if you've seen it or stuff.
I talked about it the week before it aired. When I watched it, it pretty much put an exclamation point on everything I said. 95% of what was talked about, we already knew. I got hotline reports from 2002 talking about the Yakuza with FMW and stuff like that.
Yeah.
You know, the thing is, in 1993, 94, 95, you know, the one thing that really was not emphasized on this is Girls Gone Wild, MMA, extreme this, extreme that, extreme fighting, you know, Maury, you know, it was a different time, and everything at that time was ultimate extreme. And that's what it got into in that world of wrestling as well. And Terry Funk and Mick Foley and all others were getting paid a decent amount of money to do the stuff that they did. And now, because it's 20 years later, 25 years later, and now because people are older now and they're obviously dealing with the constant everyday pains and suffering for all the things that they did in their life, you know, now all of a sudden it was like, you know, just like absolutely disgusting, crazy, insane. How could they do this and that? You look at all the wrestling magazines around 1994, you know, everybody was pretty much, you know, accepting it. I mean, wrestling purists didn't like it, but, you know, Onita met with Vince McMahon. They almost did a exploding match, and it didn't happen. So when people try to make it seem like, you know, this really underground renegade, crazy, out of the order, that stuff was accepted for years and years and years and years and years and years and years. They tried to make it seem shocking. The only thing that was shocking was to people who had never seen FMW stuff before, who'd never seen Wing, who'd never seen the other stuff. Those are the people that were shocked from it. But for anybody who grew up at that time, who followed that stuff, everything that was on there, we saw, we knew. Mick Foley coming home and his skin smelling like chicken. You know, we knew this. It's nothing out of the ordinary. Mick Foley did an audio book talking about the matches. Nothing about it was really new. Basically, it was brought to the surface to be shock TV for everybody who didn't know. That was my take from it.
Yeah, I mean, the one thing I've always said about that is, like, without FMW, we would not have ECW, we would not have Extreme Championship Wrestling, because based on the hardcore wrestling matches, the style and all that. And same with the Attitude Era, in terms of, like, the matches and all that. But yeah, man, like, FMW paved the way. It paved the way. Onita paved the way. Yeah. They all did. Yeah. They all paved the way.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So anyways, DT, I'm gonna let you go. Very nice talking to you, man.
Same here. Much love.
Man, much love to you too. Hopefully I get to talk to you again and try to have more fun at Comic-Con for the next 2 days.
Very cool. Enjoy it.
Thank you, man.
Take care, man. All right. I'm not kidding, everybody. This place, this room smells horrendous right now. I'm not making it up. The popcorn is fine. It's the wax from this. I think we'll take one more call. Hey, you're on. Who's this?
GT, it's your old buddy, the Guardian of Chaos.
Hey,
Big
Chaos.
Daddy, how are you?
What's going on?
Well, just a couple of minor points.
Sure.
First off, DT, how are you feeling, my friend?
I'm all right. For people that don't know, I had blood work done about 10 days ago. My doctor called me up and told me to come in yesterday. And when I came in, my doctor already knew that my goal was for me to get off my blood pressure medicine, because my blood pressure, even when I had it taken yesterday, I think it was like 110 over like 65. So my blood pressure is great. I haven't taken cholesterol medicine in a month. And I was going in there expecting to be that. And my doctor said to me, they said, look, back in April, you had, some issues with your blood results with your prostate. And prostate cancer runs in my family. My father had it, my uncle had it, my grandfather had it, but they all beat it. And my father, he got his around 2001, 2002, never came back. But apparently my results have gotten a little bit worse since April. And we're only talking May, June, July, August, September, October, 6 months. So my doctor said to me, like, look, you really should make a decision, do something. And the thing is, I'm getting married next year. And, I obviously don't want to get to the point where I I don't have any issues right now. I'm not, if anybody looks up in, symptoms of prostate, I don't have any issues, none. But basically I'm being told, look, it runs in your family. This Gleason number is, not great. And, 6 months, a year from now, it might turn into something much, not much worse, but it could turn into something like telling me not to put it off. If I'm going to get it addressed, get it done. So my father, my uncle, my grandfather had that radiation seed implanted, and that was good enough to them. The only thing I remember, and I was talking to my dad about it yesterday, is, he just couldn't be around children for, like an extended period of time, for 6 months or whatever it is. I'm not around children. And if I happen to be in my office and a customer comes in with a kid, I'll just tell them, look, sit over there, but I feel fine. It's just, honestly, it's just more in the head, because it just bugs you out that something is going on and you really have no control over it. And you wonder, is it going to get worse? Is it going to be the same? Is it going to, it's not going to go away. So it kind of rattles your brain more than anything. The only thing that I keep saying to myself is, my dad beat it. My grandfather beat it. My uncle beat it. My grandfather lived to be, I think, 86. So, it's not something that cut his life short. But, it just sucks when you get news like that. But honestly, I'm fine. I'm fine.
Well, that's good news, DT. And you're right about that. It's something when it comes to health issues. It usually gets into your head more, obviously mentally than it does physically. So you're in my prayers and thoughts, my friend. That's for sure. As is your family, DT. You're in my house at least 3 times a week. I'm a big fan of yours. I told you this before when I've talked to you. We go back. You didn't know as much of me on the circuit, but I knew of you because of your show, and I picked up on it in the late 90s. And here it is, 20-something years later, and I still find myself listening to you. I could be one of your longest reigning fans, but I like to stay back and kick back. I listen to you a lot and don't always say anything in the chat room. But speaking of the chat, I'd like to give just a quick big props to my boy SoFly out there and Austin Nance and Sam. There's a lot of good people in your chat room. I will disagree with your last caller. I'm not going to sit here and talk about the vaccine and the mandates and stuff like that. And he sounds like he's a good guy, but I don't give a damn one way or the other about what people are going to do. I'm like you. I'm going to do me. But to come on your show and on your air and wish somebody death, the caller was an asshole for doing that. Yeah. Okay, I understand. Not defending him. I'm just saying it's wrong, DT.
Yeah, I think, honestly, and I'm not sticking up for him. This is my honest take on it. I have had quite a few people that I know who have said they don't want to get vaccinated and they get sick and die. Fuck them. That's the attitude of a lot of people. Nobody.
I understand that.
Right. I think what they're saying is, look, after everything that has gone on and 700 people dying, and after all of the proven stuff and people getting really, really sick, people that we envy on TV, celebrities, personal, and you still don't get it, if something happens to you, don't say that you haven't been warned. Of
course.
So
listen,
but I agree with you. Right. No, nobody should be wishing death on anybody. I don't wish death. I don't wish death on my biggest haters.
I mean, you're so right, DT. It's again, what I don't like about it, and I'm pro-vax. What my whole family, my daughter's a nurse, so on and so forth. What I don't like about it, and what people fail to realize, is the government is not being held accountable. And I didn't want to come on here and talk about this because I know the fans in the chat don't want to talk about this. We're not here to talk about politics. It's the government that's not being held accountable and all the misinformation that's not being held accountable. And this is only going to get worse. But I don't want to talk about that.
No, I just thought, you're bringing up points that definitely affect.
Go ahead, I'm sorry.
You bring up points that definitely affect a lot of people tuning in. And there's not a lot of shows where we can commingle this stuff. So, no, I'm totally with you. Look, I don't want to get too deep into this, but yesterday, I think I had even said on Monday, I had to take pictures, inspection. And I think I had mentioned Monday in the shows, I get paid like $50 there. Yesterday, I had to take pictures of a daycare center. And, I went to the woman's house, took the pictures. We were chatting a little bit. And I said, how's everything going? With the COVID thing with, kids, there was a whole bunch of kids there, everybody that was wearing a mask, the kids weren't. And she's like, this is great. And I'm like, really? She's like, yeah. She's like, I'm the only daycare in the neighborhood. Everybody else closed up. And she said to me that before Cuomo left office, they were throwing money at like daycares and this and that. And she said to me, she's like, you don't have to pay taxes on it. You don't have to do this. She's like, great, give me everything. She's like, they threw money at her to basically do what she's doing. And she was doing it before COVID. But after she told me that, I went back to my office yesterday before my doctor's appointment, and I looked it up on the computer. I just typed in Cuomo, daycare, grant.
Well,
if you look it up, you will not believe what you see.
it's unbelievable. Another thing that I would like to bring up before I quickly get on to what we really want to talk about, was pro wrestling. You know, we're talking about the vaccines and we're talking about the mandates, and people have very strong opinions on both sides, for it, against it. Half the country has gotten it, the other half hasn't. The people with immunities think they shouldn't have to get it, which I kind of agree with.
I agree.
But we're sitting here policing the citizens of the United States of America with this damn vaccine and the COVID and everything else that's going on. But yet, and I'm going to get a little more political, which was not my point, but yet we're going to let all these illegal immigrants and all these people from the Middle East and Afghanistan, they're all going to come over here, and by the hundreds and by the thousands, by the Democrats, Republicans, whoever you want to blame, the government, they're letting all these illegals, and let's use the term because we're all immigrants, we all came here from someplace else, every single one of us, except for the Native Americans. So before we get onto that soapbox, we're all the same that way. But we're going to sit here and police force our own friggin' country and our own people and make them lose their jobs or wish death on them or whatever people are doing out there. But yet, you can come here and not even be in this country by the thousands, and it's facts. Listen up, people. Wake up out there. And they're all coming in, no COVID testing, no shots, no vaccines, no boosters. But yet we're going to be held accountable. We're going to have our own people police us, while everybody else from the world, because we're the United States, comes in here and they're going to spread it all over. DP, is anybody waking up out there? Is anybody smelling the coffee? Because that's the reality of what's happening in this country. So while we sit here and police each other, nobody's policing everybody else that's pouring into this country by the hundreds of thousands. And in 10 years, you're not even going to recognize this country. And that's the facts, Don Tony.
Let me let everybody know something. My grandfather came to the United States in 1918, I believe, from Italy. When he came to the United States on a boat, one of the first things that he had to do when he got off the boat was he had to get some type of shot, something. Before you even could go anywhere, you had to get a shot. And if anybody, we were talking about the movie The Godfather the other day, if anybody ever watches the movie The Godfather, watch it again. When, the little kid comes to the United States and he's got some type of virus, and they put him in a room and he's quarantined there for the foreseeable future because they don't have a cure for it. The thing is that what people need to understand is if you come into the country and you're being brought in because of war or because of other areas, I think because so few people are vaccinated, a lot of other countries, there's a lot of people coming in that are sick. And I want everybody to remember this. When Biden, Trump, left side, right side, Cuomo, everybody said one death is one death too many. That should apply when you have tens of thousands and hundreds of thousands of people coming to the United States. I have no problem them coming in if they're being granted asylum, but to turn around and not give them shots or not make it a requirement, but everybody else that's in this country cannot do this, cannot do this, cannot do this.
Right.
It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous.
We're being held to a certain standard in our own country while other people are coming here illegally and not being held to that standard. They took those 15,000 people under that bridge in Texas, and they were gone within 24 hours, shipped on buses and trains all over the country, unvaccinated, untested. They had 700 Afghan refugees wander away from a military base in Wisconsin. How the fuck does 700 people wander away from a military base without anybody knowing about it? Can somebody tell me how that happens?
They look the other way.
I mean, that's what's happening to this country. So to be on here and these other political shows and listen to everybody else in this country bash our own people, no matter what color, race, creed, religion, while all this other stuff is happening, they're distracting us to look over to the right while everything else is running over to the left, and it's not going to stop. I'm a little older than you, DT. I've been around as much as you have. We know a lot of the same people, a lot of the same circles. We think a lot of the same ways. This is not going to get any better. It's only going to get worse. And that's just a fact. They're going to take and take. And when I say they, I mean the government. They are going to try to control you and make you roll over. After this, it'll be something next. After that, it'll be something next. And then you tell me, Don Tony, you're a smart guy. I've been listening to you for years, and your fans and the people in the chat room are smart. Do you really think, Don Tony, since you and I are almost the same age, that we can change the weather, this whole climate control and what all these people are doing? Yeah, all the stuff that we've done to live and survive in this world, to make it the world the way it is. You're going to have to do something about the atmosphere and all the different chemicals and stuff. That's progress in this nation and in this world. But if anybody, we're not watching the Flintstones here. We're not watching Dr. Bar Sinister. If the people in the country and in this world and the government think that we can control the weather, then everybody's got their head up their ass more than they think they do, Don Tony. Yeah. And I wanted to talk about wrestling.
No, I hear you. I totally agree with everything you said. That's why I've gotten so fed up with, the government side of it. It's just, I realize that there's nothing that I'm going to be able to do to change anything. I know everybody uses, well, you could vote and you could vote people out. The problem is that when you're promised stuff and you're given stuff and, they tease stuff, there's too many people that want that stuff, and they'll
free,
vote.
Don Tony, it's free.
It's it's just, so I'm at the point now where I realize that nothing I could say, nothing that I could do is going to change any of that. So I just try to, just enjoy, whatever time I have left, family, friends, hobbies, work, health, and that's it. I have totally given up.
You're a smart guy, Don. You're a smart guy, and I say this too. The only way you can really affect anything is if people want to affect and they think they can affect, and that you have a voice and you don't want to give up. You do it in your local elections. You do it in your own area. You try to have change, at least where you live. Yeah. You stay around with like-minded people, protect yourself, your family, and you stay within your close quarters. And like you said, you enjoy each day. Walk with faith, because if you do not have faith in this day and age, you're not going to get anywhere in life.
It'll eat you up.
And we are on the same page, Don Tony. We are on the same page, and I'm going to get off. And next time I call in, I'm going to talk about pro wrestling, because that's my wheelhouse.
So good, absolutely.
But it really got me tonight, Don Tony, with these conversations. Your Thursday shows and your Friday shows are now Saturdays are different shows, and I kind of enjoy it. I don't get into all the politics. I like to be like you and appreciate what I have and live my life each day and be thankful because of the craziness around there. But I implore everyone to continue to listen to Don Tony. And folks, pay attention to what's going on in this world. If we don't get on the same page as Americans, we're in big trouble. Yeah. Don Tony, I love you. Yeah. I respect you, and I'll always be listening, my friend.
Have a good weekend, my friend. All the best.
Thank you, brother.
Take care. Listen, he makes phenomenal points. Phenomenal points. I mean, and, one thing I want to say before we start wrapping this up, it's not about Republican and Democrat. It's about the government. I was watching on the news today that, they were proposing $3 trillion. I've talked about this for years and years and years. Nothing is free. Nothing is free. And you could go with this idea that, we'll just make rich people pay for it. I brought it up 2 weeks ago. Amazon. Amazon has Prime membership. They bought Whole Foods. So you order Amazon groceries, part of your Prime membership, you don't pay for delivery. So what happens now, starting next week or the week after, whenever you want Whole Foods delivered, even if you're a Prime member, you got to pay $9.99 for delivery. I brought up UPS. UPS, you wanted to change a delivery date or an address. You used to pay $4.99. Now it's $9.99. I brought up, want to talk about wrestling? I talk about Minoru Suzuki. Last week or the week before, I got an email from New Japan that they have a Minoru Suzuki shirt on sale, shipped from California, not China, not Japan, not Italy, not France, California, $45. You look on Pro Wrestling T Store with all the AEW stuff. How much are the shirts with shipping? $37? So when you start, you want to buy a steak? I feel like barbecuing a steak. It's nice weather this weekend. One fucking steak, $40? You want to go and, any of you that own pets out there, do you know what Denamarin is that you give to your pet, dogs? My fiance's been giving Denamarin to her dogs for years. Denamarin has been out of stock for the last 3-4 months because they can't get it shipped into California. So when you see all this stuff going on and you see even a fast food restaurant, quietly the hamburgers went up 50 cents a piece. When you go to a clothing store, something that used to be $14.99 is now $19.99. You look at WWE stuff. You see things before, even their T-shirts. So even the things they used to have on sale, instead of 40% off, now it's 25% off. Or they raise the price $5 and then they give 40% off to make you feel like you're getting a big discount, but you're not. So at the end, everybody pays. Nothing is free. And that's what he's talking about. You know, again, with the COVID stuff, my feeling is everybody should be vaccinated. If you get vaccinated for polio, if you get vaccinated for mumps, if you're required to get certain shots, immunization shots when you're a kid, those shots are not 100% foolproof. They're not, no vaccine has 100% success rate. But there's certain vaccines you're required when you're a kid. We're in a pandemic, and it's going away a lot shorter than it should be because of so many people that are not getting it. But the government is not helping either because the government is not taking a lot of steps that they should to get this out of there. And it's very frustrating. And I am in total agreement with him. No one out there truly wishes death on anybody. I don't wish death on nobody. And I know none of you out there as well. But with everything that's going on, you go out and you're not vaccinated and you never got COVID. And, you know, if you're careful, you wear a mask, you sanitize, you're not in anybody's face, you know, you pay attention to your surroundings, you do all that, you should be okay. But you go to conventions, you go to parties, you go to underground parties, you go to a bar, you go here, you go there, you're hanging out. Who wants to socialize and pick up a chick? You know, I'm heterosexual, so I've said this before. Who wants to go to a bar? Hey, baby, what's going on? Hey, you want to get together? I want to see your whole face. That's playing Russian roulette. You're asking for trouble. And, you know, I said it in February of 2020. I said it so many times, people got sick of it. I said it in February of last year that 1/2 of this country doesn't get flu shots. 1/3 of this country does not believe in flu shots. What made anybody think that they were going to get the vaccine? I said that February of last year. I'm not no expert. Majority of you out there realize that too. What's happening now, we all knew was going to happen. We just hoped that enough people would be vaccinated or got sick and got cured that have antibodies. We hoped that there would be enough that the virus would force itself out of here, and that's not happening because of variants. So anyway, yeah, we have real conversation on Thursdays, sometimes on Saturdays also, which is awesome. I know 95% if you look at the shows overall, 95% of everything we talk about has to do with wrestling. But sometimes some straight up real convo, no political agendas, no tweet fucking agendas, just being straight up with each other, having difference of opinions. There's nothing wrong with all of us hanging out for a little while, having some real convo. Because everything that's going on in this world right now, it affects us in some way. Wrestling is our escape. When we're enjoying wrestling, we don't want to think about that stuff. Sometimes we need to talk about it, though, because the people that are talking about it, many of them have ulterior motives, or they have a viewpoint and they will not listen to anyone else that has something different. Happens in wrestling. Oh, you don't like AEW? What the fuck is wrong with you? You're a big WWE fan. What are you, fucking stupid? You see that fringe element. So it's nice once in a while to have some, serious combo. Doesn't happen often over here, as you all know, but it does. Anyway, with that said, wow, we went a lot longer than I thought. But great show. I will be a Saturday night. Yeah, we'll try out the WCW Nitro Cologne. We'll see how it smells. We'll see if it attracts the ladies. We'll talk about Rampage. We'll talk about SmackDown. Anything that transpires in world of wrestling between now and Saturday night. Down the Earth show. So if you're not doing nothing Saturday, 8 p.m., remember we start early. Nice early night. So 8 p.m., if you're not doing anything, stop by the channel for a little bit. We'll chat. I promise you it'll be like 95% wrestling. And we'll see what's going on. So much love, everyone. I thank you as always for the support. Hopefully this show got your mind off of anything that's busting your buns right now. As soon as I'm done with this show, while I run the codex, I am going in the other room and I am spraying this motherfucker with Lysol, because I swear on a stack of Bibles, this room, all I have smelled for the last hour and a half at least is this. It smells like a horrible old crayon wax. The popcorn wasn't all that bad. Little funky taste at the end, kind of a little scratchy throat, but that might be from the Listerine. But hey, it was fun. Next week, like I said, we'll play with Constipated Sting, and we'll see what else we got on the way. Over the weekend, I'll shoot some pictures with this Hulk Hogan 110 camera. We'll have fun. So, all right, everybody, much love. On the way out, if you enjoyed the show, hit that like button. It does help the algorithm. The more likes that come in, the more YouTube will recommend the show to others. Obviously, you can only do it once. You can't like it more than once unless you have multiple accounts, and I don't want anybody to do that. If you're not a subscriber yet, subscribe to the channel. Every show, I aim every show to be different. Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, Saturday, sometimes Sunday. Every show is different. So I thank you as always for the support. Much love, my friends. And I'll see you Saturday night, hopefully, 8 o'clock. Good night.
As far back as I can remember, I always wanted to be a podcaster. For me to live any other way was nuts. To me, those goody-good people who worked shitty jobs for bum paychecks and took the subway to work every day and worried about their bills were dead. I mean, they were suckers. They had no balls. If I wanted something, I just took it. I ran everything. I paid the bills. I paid the host. I even paid the masked Maniac. Everybody had their hands out. Everything was for the taking. We always called each other good fellas. You would always hear from somebody. You're gonna like Don Tony. He's alright. He's a good fella. He's one of us. But if you're part of my crew, nobody ever tells you they're gonna get rid of you. It doesn't happen that way. There weren't any arguments or curses like in the movies. See, your haters come with smiles. They come as your friends, the people who've claimed they care the most for your life. And now, Now that's all over. And that's the best part. Today everything is different. There's lots of action. I don't have to wait around for everything like everyone else. Oh, I didn't get the vaccine? Fuck you, vaccine me. Oh, your delivery guy has COVID? Fuck you, feed me. Right after I moved here, I ordered egg noodles and ketchup, and I got spaghetti with meat sauce. I'm no longer an average nobody, while they get to live the rest of their lives like a bunch of schnooks.